Please don't do the thing. It didn't do the thing. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Starlink Observatory. My name is Trip Starlink, and I didn't, what was the jump scare you with too many songs playing at once. Yay!
Yay.
Yay! It was a fear. For now.
Still be scared. Still be scared, yeah.
Right? Still be scared. It might happen. I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows? That's our favorite kind of humor. Fuck yeah.
Right. It might happen. I'm joined today with the regulars for the manga side of things, Dr. Toto Hex, Paper Down, and Realm.
Yay.
We're all wearing our Dunmeshi cosplay.
Vintage antique clothing, you know.
Vintage. Yeah, tanned
Handmade.
recently.
I bought these on Etsy from... They swear it's authentic frog.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh, authentic frog leather. Wow.
Wow, that'd be a lot of frogs.
That's definitely not ethical.
No.
Yeah.
Like, there's gonna be somebody out there being pretty angry about that on Etsy.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, we're here to discuss like the second, like the middle chunk of Dunmeshi. We read chapters
Part 2.
Basically
Yeah.
thirds, right? We're doing this?
Yeah. We read like the second third, I guess.
Yeah.
So we are discussing chapters 31 through 67. I do ask that you don't spoil past chapter 67, but if you're an anime only, beware because the anime, like, we're going well past the anime, so
Yeah.
Beware.
But last we left off, our party of heroes had descended into the dungeon to save Laios' sister, slash Marcial's maybe girlfriend. And they were joined by Senshi, and he helps them cook and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But they do end up killing the dragon and reviving Marcial.
Falin.
Falin. I wanted to say Farcial because
I understand.
I'm brain rotted. But yeah, they end up saving Falin, but then even though she's resurrected, they have to use Dragon Birds to resurrect her, so she becomes like a chimera after Thistle gets to her.
Yeah,
Yep.
Fizzle. Did you
Rips
say
off
Thistle?
her shirt.
Thistle.
Thistle.
I think it's spelled differently in different translations.
I thought
Yeah.
you
I think
said
it's supposed. I
Thistle?
think it's supposed to be thistle. Or no,
Yeah,
it's supposed to be. Oh wait, no. I think it's.
Thistle.
I don't know. I think it's written. I looked this up recently.
It's weird though because it's written in Japanese and they don't have like a TH sound at all. So
Yeah, so who
Yeah,
knows?
think.
Cecil? I've read it in Japanese.
I'm not sure. I know they are named after. There's like they're a reference to something. I looked this up because I'm very curious about it. Let me see.
Oh yeah, I'm interested to know. I don't know. I thought you said Frizzle. That's why I was like, huh?
oh yeah,
It's the
Frizzle.
frizz.
No way.
That's why I was poking at it.
I think thistle sounds about 5 times cooler, so I just say thistle.
Thistle? That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, with a th, but
Yeah.
regardless, well, it's very similar.
Mad Mage, yeah. Mad Mage has taken control of Falin and she's become like a huge monster lady and it's like kind of
Yeah.
hot, but
Yeah,
like
she rips
also
off her
kind of
shirt,
bad.
and it's like
Yeah, it's kind of bad.
Yeah.
ass. Oh yeah.
Yeah, just
and
imagine a
bad,
movie
bad.
like The Crow from like the 60s and you'll get an apt description.
Kind
If
of.
hot, why mean?
If not, what I mean. Because mind control.
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah, oh my gosh, so they like can't find their way out of the dungeon anymore because the dungeon starts like recreating itself in different ways. So it's kind of like trapping them in there. I don't know if it's like on purpose by the man-made. It probably is a little bit, but
So what they were trying to describe, I don't know if it was at this juncture or at a different point, but dungeons, or specifically this dungeon, change according to people's desires. So the
Yeah.
stronger the desire, the stronger the changes occur, and if enough occurrences happen that isn't really supposed to be happening, then the owner of the dungeon is like made aware. So it has its own like, I guess, persona. I'm trying to think of like the best word for it, but it like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It goes through a sort of like mental illusion.
I feel like I can't say anything because I've read the whole thing and they explain it more later.
all of the except for Marcel, she's not affected by it. Everyone fighting the dryads and getting intense allergies was definitely me. Like, not that long ago. It's far too relatable.
I also know they had a note somewhere that like actually the like ones with the boobs are the male flowers,
Oh,
and the
really?
ones without the boobs are like the female flowers.
The creepy
Oh, yeah.
heads.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, and they eat like a JoJo head pumpkin.
Oh yeah, they eat the creepy JoJo head pumpkin, and they eat like pumpkin soup, I guess, kind of.
Oh yeah, I think I have a screenshot of of Marcel just like
No.
Face.
enjoying
Yeah.
the soup, and then I feel like I don't know, it's because we read it last time afterward, but I feel like the soup was looking up.
Yeah, the soup was like, yes, eat me. It's
Tastes like
creepy.
brains.
Ugh.
But I must say, Senshi and Laos are really good at justifying eating just about anything.
Oh,
They
yeah.
sure are.
They make me want to eat just about anything.
Yeah, they're pretty
It's
good at
wrong. Why it
convincing me.
tastes good?
Marcel only wants to eat one monster, and she's half monster.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
No,
yeah.
you're good.
Hey, Falin, I've become a pro at eating monsters.
Yeah. Why do you think she's training so much?
Right.
Oh god.
Oh no.
She acts all
Oh,
coy about
no.
it.
Hi, Lunar.
That bitch is hungrier than anyone else there.
Oh my gosh. The like, so actually from here, and we talked about this briefly before we started stream. Like, the story is not just about Laios' party anymore. It's about like the other people too, like the other people on the island. So largely it's like Kabu's perspective, and then it's like the other people, everybody out there, the normal Laios' perspective. But there's some changes. There's more than just that. But
Yeah, it's similar to One Piece in that way, where like it starts with like a focus on a small group of characters, and then slowly it zooms out to the wider world.
yeah.
So this world is very different, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, so we see like what Kaburu's team group party was doing before like meeting up.
Yes.
Yeah, before we see them meet up with Laios's party too.
Mm-hmm. And then they also meet the Canaries. Is that this part or is that later?
I think it's a little later, but I mean whatever. We can just talk about the whole thing.
Yeah, that happens after that group that we're going to talk about makes it to the surface.
Right.
Right. Because, yeah, like, they're treading along, dying, and then getting revived. But they meet up with, like, Shuro's crew, which are all, like, they're from Wano, clearly. But...
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, Shuro just takes down this, like, water serpent, like, immediately. And, there's all these, like, people that are like, oh my gosh, Shuro. And Kaburu's, like, creepily invested in Shuro. And, like...
Oh yeah.
I have to say, man, it's not that I don't dislike, romance interest, because I'm a sucker for that, but I feel like it was just kind of placed wrong, in a wrong sort of way. I don't know how
I
to
think
describe
what it is Shuro likes Falin,
Mm-hmm.
but he doesn't really care about how Falin feels about him.
No, he doesn't.
And he never really talked to her about how she feels about him. She's just like, I like you. It's like very
Yeah.
one-sided.
Yeah.
It's like,
Colin's
it's just like,
certified
oh,
weird
okay.
girl.
Yeah, she like she's either ignores it or
Yeah,
doesn't
like-
even know.
It's the kind of thing where like the guy like says like, this girl is what I want, but then you don't really consider what that girl actually wants. Like he
Right.
doesn't actually like care about any of like Falin's interests or anything.
Hmm.
Yeah, I would
Because
say
like if he did, he would like Laios more. Because Laios has a lot of the same interests as Falin, like eating monsters and stuff.
That's true. That's true. That's ultimately why Marcel doesn't actually hate Laios, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, Marcel starts to teach him magic, how to do
yeah.
magic, like
He
healing
actually does
magic.
learn.
That part
Yeah.
is so funny. That is such like a. I feel like I'm just like I'm like open that up right now. I feel like whatever the author like I feel like she literally wrote this to be like, stop shipping Laos and Marcel, please. like they have this like intimate moment and Laos just grabs her ear.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Oh no,
Yeah.
but then there is a titty grabbing scene though. Laios grabs Senchi's tits.
Yeah, and
yeah.
he's like, this
His
is the
boobs.
bad touch. Don't do that.
Oh yeah. And then the anime is so good. He like goes pale and he's like, oh my god, don't touch me there, please.
He's like, why are you touching me like that?
And Marcel's just like, get over it. You're a healer. Like you're just healing him, which is like something you don't really consider when you think about healing in like the Indian stuff.
Yeah,
Like you
that's
have to
true.
like get into weird positions because you're like
Yeah, it's like
doing
yeah,
medicine.
I was gonna say it's like kind of like a similar deal with any kind of medical thing. It's like yeah, you just gotta get over that because you're gonna have to deal with it a lot. So
Mm-hmm.
Senchi just let Laios stick his finger up your butt. You know, it's just for a medical procedure.
yeah,
Right.
just training.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do like that this entire chapter though, because they go through they like touch on a bunch of different topics. Like Marcia's like, why haven't you learned magic, Chilchek? And he's like, oh god, it's just that every time my kind encounters magic, it's like the worst thing ever for us because of you elves. And she's like, yeah, whatever. Just brushes past it. But and Marcia's explanation of how she thinks magic works, even in this dungeon, is quite interesting. It's like a jam-packed chapter.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of world building stuff.
Yeah, and then Marcia gets turned into petrified, a statue.
Oh yeah.
That was so smart too. Where they're like,
So
yeah, you're gonna be petrified. You gotta like get into a fetal position so
Yeah.
nothing breaks. And then she like doesn't. It's
No.
just stupid. And I'm like,
It's so good. Laios is like, oh, you got bitten by like the basilisk? Like, here's what you got to do. Okay, tuck yourself into that fetal position. And she's like, okay, and now what? And he's like, okay, now you can turn to stone at any time and be okay. She's like, it's not a thing to prevent it.
yeah. It's so smart though. It is genuinely really smart idea to like get into a ball so none of your limbs break.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, the first time I read this in the manga, I was crying laughing.
Yeah,
So
it's
good.
really funny.
It's great.
And they use her as like a pickling weight to hold down
Oh
jars
yeah.
as they make like sauerkraut and meat, basically. Like they basically make pastrami and like sauerkraut.
They just use her as a pickling like device.
Pickle
Yeah.
press or whatever.
Pickle press, yeah. That's what it is. Which is so funny.
And then they end up healing her at the very end, and she has this moment where she's like, "Oh, before like I say anything else to them, there is one thing I should say first." And you think that she's gonna say thank you. She's like, "Don't use people as a pickling weight."
Right. No, don't do that. Maybe not. I mean, she's just sitting there. What else is she gonna do? Oh my
so
god.
good.
That is really funny. No, why not? Oh, and there's like ghosts all throughout this area. It's really weird. And then
Yes, and they're not just ghosts. They're
they're
at the
like actually
beginning,
this. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm saying Laos believes that because of his mana sickness that he's just like seeing things,
Yeah.
which is pretty funny.
Yeah, but he's not. I feel like I have mana sickness right now. I'm sorry, everyone. Like my head is so like full of snot.
God.
Yum.
Wait, did we skip some chapters? What?
No.
No.
We didn't talk about the cleaners
Oh yeah,
in the
you're
dungeon,
right.
but otherwise, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're
Okay,
like,
okay. I was further ahead. I was thinking that we got further than we did actually last time.
oh yeah, no, it's
My
okay.
bad.
Then, oh no, I can't say that. And Ushi Oni shows up, and like the Shuro's team like goes in and like ambushes Laios's party, but then it's like, oh hey, I know you.
Yeah.
Shiro.
Also, there's like one of the like servants of Shiro who is like really cute.
Which one? I mean, they're all
The
pretty
one
cute.
with like all the eye makeup. She's pretty cute.
Oh.
Talk about the one that takes care of the guy.
Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, but she's like his mom basically.
She's his mom, yeah.
Is that who you're talking about?
Hot hot.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, she's.
Mhm.
I like the Oni.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like her too.
She's very bubbly.
She's cute.
Yeah.
Oh, and
I think
Kabu's
she
there
was
too.
supposed. I think
Yeah.
the author said she modeled her after like an idol. She's like an Oni, but she's an idol.
Oh, really?
Cute.
I know.
Yeah, I like that she's just huge and like hyper
Yeah.
cutesy.
Pretty great. Also, there's so many titties in these chapters because of the harpies.
Yeah, they sure are.
Yeah, they just got their titties hanging out. So if that's not a reason to like read this manga,
Harpy titties.
Yeah,
woo.
Ryoko Kui just getting a little crazy this chapter.
I've had some harrowing experiences in my own tabletop roleplay games with harpies, but if you like harpies, this is the manga for you. I actually think because I've watched the anime, like I'm caught up with the anime. I think like in these scenes in particular, I think the manga almost does a better job of showing how weird Kabru is at times.
yeah,
Like his
I
like
don't
facial
know what to think
expressions
of
are
Kaburu
different.
most
Yeah.
of the time. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the action scenes are really good in the anime.
Yeah.
Like you're right, it loses some of the like expressions. a little.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
I
like,
feel like
oh,
I
I know
gotta-
exactly what this guy's about in the manga.
I really need to watch the scenes with the dude has a crush on Falin.
Oh,
Shiro?
yeah.
Yeah, I gotta watch the scene where he fights with Laos. That's good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh man, the one scene in the anime where Falin like grabs Maizuru, the mommy lady,
Mhm.
and just like grabs her in her like chimera feet and jumps down and steps on her and crushes her. That is like crazy.
Oh yeah, it's a really good like
Yeah.
really good animation.
She like Goomba stomps her.
Mm-hmm. It's
What?
horrifying though.
Mm-hmm. Like even though they can be revived, like damn, what a way to die.
Yeah. Maizuru was really happy though because she finally gets to cook a meal. Because
Mhm.
she was like, okay, fine, we'll take a break.
Yeah, I think
because-
there is also in the extra stuff that the author wrote afterwards,
Mhm.
you find out that Maizuru is like Shuro's dad's like mistress, and that's why she acts like his mom.
Oh, because he kind of is his mom.
Yeah, kind of, which is a little weird, but like also not that important. But yeah,
Yeah. Weird. Well, yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, it is nice that the like Laios now goes around being like, you can't just not eat your food, you gotta eat. Just like Senshi taught him. I mean, he always knew that, but now he's like advertising eating in the dungeon and eating what you find in the dungeon.
yeah.
He's more open
Falin,
about it.
Falin also escapes after like killing everybody,
Yeah.
or
Oh,
almost
yeah.
everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
she
I forgot
leaves.
Kabru like fucking slits her throat and shit. That part's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, like I don't know. I think I've seen a weird amount of discourse now on like people not liking Shiro because he's like, I never even liked you, Laios, but it's like two people not understanding each other at all.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So
And people hate. I'm like, I can never sympathize with this. People do not like bad characters, like people with flaws. Like people are
Right.
so mindless. Like it's totally unrelated to this, but like there's this stupid Sonic comic, and there's some character that like Sonic fans fucking hate because she's kind of rude, and I'm like, yeah, people are kind of rude. Like I
Right.
don't know, like it's like you don't have to like her you don't have to hang out with her to like her as a character, like or like want to hang out with her. You can just have characters be assholes and
Yeah.
still you can still like those characters for what they are in the story. I don't know.
I
Yeah,
think
it's
what
true.
it is a lot of people have kind of like attached themselves to Laios and our party. So when
Right.
our party like fights someone, we're all like, oh my god, we don't like them because the people we like don't like them. But
Yeah,
That's not
Right.
really
an
how it
antagonist. It's important. Yeah.
Well, it's funny because I still don't think that Laios like hates Shudo. I think he just
No,
is like frustrated with him.
yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think like Shuro's attitude towards Laios is a lot like Realm's attitude towards Laios. Like, why don't you communicate? Why are you a terrible leader?
Yeah, and I don't
Um,
think he hates Laos either. He's just kind of like he's frustrating. I
Yeah,
can't be that I
exactly.
can't be that close to him. But
Mhm.
Mhm.
yeah, I don't say like, I mean, last time I was just like, yo, I would like deck the shit out of Laos. It's just his character archetype. I'm not a fan of whether it be a character or somebody in real life. I just don't like somebody who you think everything's alright, and then that character just like, oh, what's this pretty little red button? Presses it, and you're like, oh fuck, what did you just do? And like messes shit up. And
Mhm.
typically those type of characters are one dimensional. So of course the first 3 chapters, I see that little shit go around and be like, I want to eat monsters. Wait, you have feelings? What? Anyway, I want to eat this brain. And then like, all right, so why the fuck should I care about you?
Mhm, mhm.
He makes better decisions further
He
on.
he's
makes
fun.
better
He's funny.
decisions. I have humor. I don't like his humor.
Aw.
If he's supposed to be funny, he's not funny. Get a better audience.
Dang. I mean, I think most of the people reading it like Laios.
I see a lot of people enjoy Laos on Twitter, and I'm
Yeah,
all right. Next, boom.
that's fine. There's a whole cast of characters.
Yeah, yeah. I do think Laios does get more development though. Like afterwards, he starts thinking about like at least starting to consider other people a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yes, it took an army, but he does. It literally took an army of people to say, Laos, you need to think about other people. This
Mhm.
cannot be just about yourself. You need to think about X, Y, or Z for him to be like, oh, are you good? I'm like,
I mean, he
Finally.
is only doing the whole thing essentially to save Falling, but he is enjoying it on the way. But I think that's kind of like when you have to do something really unpleasant, like you have to go see somebody at the hospital, and you're like, well, I might as well go buy some candy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Don't blame him.
Yeah, I can't really be mad at him for that.
No, I feel like Laios is a little worse than that. He's kind of like, this is a great excuse to go
It's
eat
true.
monsters.
He's much worse than that, but it reminds me.
It's more like, oh, my sister's in the hospital. I need to go see her. And this would be a great chance to stop by the candy store that's right next door to it. Like, that's kind of Laios.
Yeah, I guess so.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
He does.
I'm
I
just not
think.
Yeah,
about
he has
that.
problems, but he has high proficiency in like nature and animals, basically.
Right. Yeah.
Which like
Not much
I
comes
find
with
that
it.
interesting because like, the other like one of many long mangas I read, Kingdom, the main character, you figure out he's more like of an instinctual fighter as opposed to a tactician, and like sometimes it just doesn't make sense at the beginning, but then it just like if you have time to explain it, then it makes it like a whole lot better.
Mhm, mhm.
So although his logic makes you want to facepalm, he kind of gets it right. I don't know. Sometimes it's just like the people will just say, "Oh, I just know the answer. I just
Yeah.
know it," and they'd be like, "How? Show your work. How do you
Mhm.
know?" He eventually gets time to explain it, but like, you drop this kid in front of me and say, "Grade his work," and you're like, how?
Yeah,
What am I supposed to do with this?"
I catch him.
Yeah, I heard you. While you were talking that, I found my favorite screenshot I took of Chilchuck, which is him just being like, ah!
Oh, this funny little face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't help it. The exasperated eyes popping out of the
What a mood.
sockets thing. That's my favorite. But yeah, the whole
Well,
scene,
that's
like
good.
we don't have to like go like scene for scene since we talked about it. Like, Pauline finds the group. She fucks up like everybody. Not everybody, but most people. She rips off her shirt and it's and kills people.
Whoa, hey.
Well, hey. Well, hey.
Why-oh.
Then she runs away after Kabu slits her neck. And then they have then Shiro and Laios have the fight. But yeah, it was, I don't know, pretty impactful even in the manga. I do like the scene right after Falin like runs away. And they're just like sitting there like, oh my god. But Senshi's just like, oh my god, the food didn't fall over.
Yeah, he's been like holding the food this whole time.
Yep.
Also, like Kabru being forced to like eat the egg because like Kabru's like the opposite of Laios in a lot of ways. Kabru cares about people and like what
Yeah.
people think and how they work.
Yeah. Maybe too
So
much.
to get on people's
but...
good side, he like has to eat the monster eggs even though he hates monsters.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, they just really go at it. And they say that I don't know what the character's name was. Oh, something went missing. The character that's like in the hood. That we know who it is, but I don't know what their name is.
It's
Asabi.
Osabi? Yeah, something like that. Asabi? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Sorry. It's easy to forget.
They're just like, screw her.
They're just like, well, she's gone now, bye.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah,
well...
Izutsumi, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Izutsumi? Yeah.
Izutsumi.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, they all, like, they have a teleportation scroll, so everybody goes back except for, like, Laios' party stays behind to go. They're, like, going to stay to try to find Falin, even though they initially agreed to go back. I guess they're not doing that now, which is fine. They have more things to discover. And also the dungeon, like, doesn't want them to leave, they feel like, it seems like. Maybe I'm wrong, but...
Yeah, it's definitely doing something.
It's doing something. It's doing something. They go down to the next floor, and it's really cold, and they...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is one of my favorite. This is one of my favorite chapters. This
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. They think it's weird because usually it was hot and humid because the dragon was down there, but the dragon's not there anymore, so it's cold now, I guess.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is after they meet Izutsumi. Sorry, I'm trying to get caught up with
No, this is not.
It's before.
It's before. Like they met her, but she's not in the party.
Yeah, she's not in the party yet.
They made the shapeshifters first.
Yeah, yeah. And you get the kind of like dream sequence with Laos and Kid Marcel, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's later.
Yeah, that's
right?
after.
Yeah.
Wait, what? I'm very confused.
They run into their doppelgangers first.
Yeah,
that's where we are.
First. Shapeshifters.
They run
where like there's 4 chill checks.
Yeah. Okay. That's the chapter we're on. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gotcha.
I think this chapter is very genius because not only is it like super funny, but you also get a chance to see like what each party member thinks of the other party member.
Yeah, I think
usually
that's
like a really
fun.
hard thing to do.
Yeah, it's very silly.
Mm-hmm.
Like
And it's funny because even though like Laios, like they all make fun of Laios not being able to tell them apart, like they clearly don't have the right image of him at all because they were easily able to pick apart like
they're like,
who was the fake Laios.
Like one of Laios is like mega beefy.
I think that's Chillcheck because he's always like down, like looking up at him.
Yeah. One of them cannot see straight. One of them is tiny and cute. It's like weirdly feminine.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny.
I think the feminine one is probably
Senshi's?
yeah, probably
Yeah.
Senshi.
Yeah.
He like treats them all like little kids.
Riz Marcial. I feel like it's Squidward Marcial. She's like beautiful Squidward.
It's Chad Marcial.
Chad Marcial? Okay,
Chad
okay.
Seal. There's also Chad Senshi too.
Yeah, Chad Senshi too, yeah.
Chad Marcial is better.
Yeah, no, it is a really fun chapter. I like as they're discovering it, everyone thinks that like Chad, well, not everyone but Marcial thinks that Chad Senshi is so cool. They're like, of course that's Senshi. Senshi always looks cool.
Yeah, I loved how many times they just gave him like, not the fan service, but they just gave him a glam over.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, look at that dreamy soul over there. And it
Yeah.
didn't change much. They just like beautied him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also love how he was able to tell which one was the real Marcial because the real Marcial made careless mistakes.
Yes. It's like, well, that seems more like you.
Yeah, that
Ooh.
one seems more like you. Like everyone else, like, oh, the fakes made mistakes, but like the real one made a mistake, and that seems more like the real Marcel.
Right. It's true. It was just great. And yeah, like Chilchek sits on the box, or the fake one sits on the box.
Mm-hmm.
And he would never do that. It was just fun.
Yeah,
honestly.
very good like cartoon anime kind of plot, but they did it really well.
Yeah, they did it really well. I've dealt with that sort of thing and trying to tell my own stories when running TTRPGs, and it can be really difficult. But like with it all drawn out like this, it's really effective and fun
And
for the reader.
that's exactly how he was able to describe like his more depth to Laos's character, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah. So like that we find out that Laios has that dog in him.
Yeah.
Like what
Oh
the
my
fuck?
God.
It happens like for several chapters in a row.
It's just like more. He's such a fucking weirdo. It's so
I
awesome.
know. Laios is like, he didn't roll the best stats in like D&D or whatever, but he just has like this mixed bag of weirdo skills.
He's a very strange bard.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's really good at barking.
Oh, this
He's
scene
like
is so
the,
good in the anime too.
Oh yeah.
He's like the Mii costume in the Wii music where you do like you're in a dog costume and you bark. That's his bard.
Oh my
like-
gosh. You're right.
It's so oddly specific.
You're right
My
though.
brain is filled with oddly specific Nintendo trivia. So
You're just like
Yeah.
Laios.
And Laios
Yep.
goes to like
That's
actually
what it is.
attack the shapeshifter dog like a dog, and they're like, stop. Real
Yeah,
fast.
he's like, I got a little too much into that, so that's why I didn't stop.
Too in character.
If you haven't seen the anime, it's so good because like Marcel, like everyone's reacting except for Marcel, and she just kind of comes in and like blows the dog's head off.
She's like, you stupid idiot.
Yeah. Not that dog, the kitsune.
Yeah, the kitsune.
It turns out it wasn't shapeshifters; it was kitsune making illusions.
Yeah. So it's like different
Mm-hmm.
illusions. But
yeah, I think I saw
similar.
that scene from the anime and like in my head, it wasn't like Laos was doing like a really accurate sounding bark. He just looked like a dog, but they made it like just a fucking bark. Like he just barks like an actual dog.
Mhm.
I feel like that's pretty good though, because he was like, I've grown up with hunting dogs my whole life.
No, it's smart. Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
think it's really smart. I just didn't even think about it when I was like reading it.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
how later on they're just like, oh, so this also happened in your village? Damn, you grew up in a weird ass village.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah, right? Like, what was your first thought?
Bark, bark, bark,
I
bark.
think like they actually like foreshadowed this because in like Falin and Marcial's flashback.
Oh, yeah,
as, like,
they do.
school Kids. Marcial was like, "Oh, Falin says you're really good at barking like a dog."
Yeah. Yeah, she says it. She's like, my brother's really good at imitating a dog. And I guess he is. So dumb.
Perfect, cool, like funny skill for him to have.
Right. And then we get ambushed by, or they get ambushed by Izutsumi. Yay!
The best one.
Okay, I feel like Realm feels about Laios how I feel about Izutsumi. I cannot stand Izutsumi.
Oh yeah.
I think she's funny.
She
She has-
was
she
like
has
a
some-
like a tsundere and a half. But
She has some really good moments towards the end.
No, she's more like a brat. Like I can't.
She's a
like,
cat.
yeah, she just
know.
doesn't like know better.
She just actually acts like a cat, like a real
I
cat.
I know, it's
know.
really, it's so, I respect it so much. She's like the most unflattering cat girl, where she's like the worst traits of a cat, which I
Yeah.
think is
Yeah.
really fun.
She's like picky and moody.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just
And, like,
moody and
angry
shitty and
loner.
fucking
Yeah.
weird and
Yeah. Hashtag not all cats, but
has no boundaries.
She has no
Yeah.
boundaries. Yeah, thinks that she can do everything on her own.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, she
Definitely
is
not
very
all
rude.
cats,
She's
but
like,
pretty common personality traits of cats, I think.
right,
Mhm.
yeah.
See, that's my problem. Is because like I also see her as a person, and I would not be able to stand her as a person.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, she is a person too, and yeah, she's pretty
Mhm.
awful if we think of her as like a person,
But
like
I
a
do
human
think she
person.
has some. She does have some sweet moments.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah.
I think she's a really good party member for their squad. I will say it's a good balance.
Yeah,
She's
she's a
cool.
little different. Laios is kind of like initially like way too like creepy interested in her, but it settles down pretty fast.
Cool.
Yeah, she's just there.
But it's funny how they can write a character like that's impressive to me. That this author can write a character like Laos, who is like will be creepy. Like they like everyone's like, oh, you're gonna be creepy around here. We have to cover your eyes or whatever. But you still like you don't feel like he's like a creep. It's coming from like kind of an innocent place.
It's more like a scientific interest than like a
Yeah,
He
it's like
just wants to see
oddly
how many nipples she has.
it's oddly impressive that they can write that and people still love this guy, and like I don't blame him. Like he's well written, he's likable. But it is funny how like I think in a lot of anime cases, if you wrote a character to be that weird, people would just be like, this guy's a fucking loser, like I don't like him. But
yeah,
Mouse is just built different.
right. I think like we don't really know why. I mean, I guess we can guess at this point, but like so Izutami has like 2 like curses put on her, and Marcia, well, mostly gets rid of the one of them.
Yeah, like the tracking curse.
Yeah, the track. Oh, it is a tracking thing. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's
why like they didn't care that they were like leaving her behind, because they have that, like Maizuru put that curse on her.
Yeah, they're like, oh, it'll be whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like a weird phantom thing, ghost thing.
It's like a
It's like a
Hanya
talisman.
mask? Yeah, it's a Hanya mask, right? That's
Yeah.
what it's called.
Yeah.
The other one is like she's fused with a cat, and that's why she's Cat Girl.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's fused with cat.
Yeah. So her mission is to like find the mad sorcerer and figure out a way out of this.
Yeah. I think it's a funny fight scene just because like she's being given food, but she's eating it really like poorly, like with like no manners or whatever. And he's like supposed to like, since she's like telling her how to eat it and she doesn't wanna, but then he's like also killing the beast that's trying to kill her at the same time.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious. He was really showing her what's up. Be like, this is the decorum you must live as the eater of food.
Mm-hmm.
It was just fun. The choreography was fun, and like the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it was also important to like kind of refresh how weird eating the monsters was, because we kind of got used to it.
Yeah.
For her to be like, ew, I don't want to eat that mushroom.
Yeah, even Marcel's pretty okay with it now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's true.
Got used to it.
Someone's there to tell you it's weird again. So yeah, and now we have Izutami. And Izutami joins in because like, what else is she gonna do? Honestly, but she kind of needs them, even though she doesn't want to admit it.
She likes them.
She likes them. She's just being a cat about it.
Yeah, really.
And then we get to the chapter with the nightmare, and we get some Laios and Marcial like bonding.
Yeah, bonding. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad nightmares aren't like this in real life.
I know. I feel like this is like the one chapter where like all like the Marcial x Laios shippers point to.
Oh, I'm sure. Even though Marcial doesn't even see him as being Laios in the dream.
I know, and Marcial is like a child throughout this whole dream.
She sees him as being a fluffy dog.
Mm-hmm.
Because he, again, has that dog in him.
Yeah.
It's so weird. He just rips his skin off and it's a dog. Ugh.
Yep.
Laios, why are you like this?
Oh god, and the worm design is like so otherworldly.
Yeah.
It's like something out of a Junji Ito. Like,
yeah, definitely.
Thing.
It's just like a monster. I actually personally think it's creepy in black and white than in the anime.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, it's much more intimidating. Oh god. But yeah, I think it starts to touch on the fact that Marcial is sad and scared that all of her friends are going to die before she does. And that's what she's really scared about. Ultimately. which is a great thing for an author to touch on with elves. I know that we've got that now with like free rent or whatever, but there's not a lot of media that really cares about elves in that such a way. And I find like even later on, I find that Ryoko Kui does it with a lot of nuance.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it was neat to see. Sorry, what were you gonna say, Rom?
No. I was just agreeing with you. I said that's like a very not really touched upon.
Yeah.
A lot of stories will just say either that they're long lasting, they isolate themselves, they're one with the forest, they don't like outsiders, and then like once you meet them in most manga, they're like, oh hee, I'm just like 500 years old. Don't worry about me. I'm just a youngin, and like that's it.
Yeah.
Or on the other end, sometimes if they're like the antagonist of the story, they're just the same, but they tell you because they're that old that they're above you all, and very ethnocentric still.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that they covered that because
and
even in great detail with the other races too.
Yeah, and it is like it seems like Marcel is a lot different than other elves. Like she is not, maybe doesn't fit in with the elves, and so she doesn't associate like or she doesn't have the same like I don't know prejudices. Hoity-toityness, yeah. So there's that too, but it's okay. I don't know. It's a normal fear. I think it's a normal fear for a lot of people, though. Like even even me with my cats, I'm like, I'm going to live longer than them, and I hate that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I feel like when you play D&D, that's something like people don't consider. Is the races live different ages.
Yeah, that is a thing. I do have a character who survived all of the other party members, and she's very sad now. But yeah.
Explain to me why turtles are a short-lived race. They're based out of tortoises. They should live longer.
Dude, I don't know. I didn't make that race
up. That's my little rant.
I understand, though. I had that complaint, too, actually. I think I remember.
Right?
But yeah, she, the whole reason this all happens is because Marcel is being, like, haunted by a creature called a nightmare that gives you nightmares and saps your life force slowly.
Yeah.
But they're like little like shells. They're little clams, yeah.
Apparently they're related to dragons somehow.
Or maybe it's just they're a kind of dragon because they're known as Shen or Sheen. Yeah. It's like Shenron from Dragon Ball.
Yeah. But then they basically make buttered clams.
Yeah.
This actually made me want to eat some clams.
I was about to say, Toto, didn't you say that you like clams?
I don't think I ever said that.
I
think I've been talking about food.
I like scallops a lot.
I like clam chowder.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like mussels can be kind of gritty sometimes.
Yeah, you really have to.
Oh, the mussels! I think I was telling one of you guys I really don't like how mussels look.
Oh.
Yeah. They don't look very
I understand.
appetizing.
They look the same way that escargot looks. Don't eat escargot, or do. I won't judge you, but not the mollusks.
I feel like people who like escargot are like kidding themselves. No one actually eats it for the snail. They eat it for the copious amounts of butter.
Yeah, they just want to eat butter in a fancy way.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I do really like the cute little dog that Marcel thinks that she's hanging out with. Mm-hmm. And Laios is like, no, I was way cooler than that.
Also, Marcel just like sees herself as like holding little doll Falin.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on. Oh. They're gay.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I like that. Like, she solves the problem in the dream in a very dreamlike way. Where yes, she has the book, but it's very difficult to actually read in dreams. So she just like slams the book into the monster. It was fun. I liked it.
Another great chapter, or a couple of chapters.
Yeah. Yeah, I really liked it. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Izutsume high def.
What?
The cover art for chapter 43 is like a portrait of Izutsume, but it's like it looks high def because it was really big. Yeah. Kenku are your favorite. Well, Kenku are in Pathfinder and are not in D&D. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
Aw.
We get a couple of Izutsumi like focus chapters, like her character development.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first one is Ice Golem. One of the golems that like Senshi used to like garden with had swashed down all the way here and become an ice golem.
Yeah, this was an interesting set of chapters.
Is this where they find the goat plant?
Yeah.
Oh, that's after the Barometz.
Yeah, they do find
That's
that
weird.
later on. Yeah, it's like shows like Chilchuk working with Izutsumi to take out the ice golem.
Yeah,
And
and
they
we
work
learned that
together.
Chilchuk can actually aim a bow.
Yeah, he can aim a bow.
Autism be damned. My boy can aim a bow.
Poor Chilchuk. No, he's good.
He
And
watched Hunger Games and he learned, okay?
right, they all have to they make a sauna to warm up in the cold, and they blindfold Laios.
Yeah.
Except
Ice golem stuff.
I mean, again, I really like Izutsumi because she's literally just a cat. Like, there's nothing. She's just a cat, and they eat their tasty meal.
Oh, and like Laios is like, he's basically like Norwegian or like Scandinavian or something because he goes out and hops in the ice after the sauna.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's a thing.
Yeah. He's definitely based off like Northern European.
Yeah, for sure. I like that they eat the skewered mandrake as they're walking along, but it's still making such a scary face. I don't know if I could eat it.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the head. Hey, gummy bears have a face.
That's
I imagine it
true.
would taste like candied like sweet potato. That would be pretty tasty.
That's true. If it was candied sweet potato, I might be able to like get over it. But yeah, Izutsumi's just a really picky eater, and for some reason, even though she lived with like Shuro's like retainers, they never taught her how to use like chopsticks or anything. I guess I don't, or she just didn't care enough.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like before, with like her personality, yeah, she is a brat, but I don't think she knows any better.
No,
She's fused with this cat thing, and then
Yeah.
she's just like, all right, now we own you. Like,
Right.
just stay around this house.
Yeah. Stay
I don't think they're the ones who fused her with the cat.
No, they found
like,
her. Yeah. I think it's shown later on that like she was
But like,
found.
I don't know, because you could say the same thing about the Oni girl. Like she was also like taken in by the family.
Yeah, but she
And she's
learned.
super sweet. Yeah. And she learned.
Maybe she's just really hard-headed. I mean, cats
Yeah.
do tend to be stubborn.
Izutsumi's still cute just because she's not nice.
It's true. You could still pat her on the head.
No, you can't. She'll scratch you.
Yeah, whatever.
And you deserve it.
Just hold her by the neck and then pet her.
Yeah, literally. I wish they did that. I don't have a cat, so I can't do that personally. But
I mean,
I
you're
wish
really
they would
not supposed to do that, but you can.
What is it called? Like the
Literally.
what's
Scruffing
it
your
called?
cat?
Like yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not really supposed to do that when they're not kittens, but yeah, you can if you need to.
Squish that cat.
Yeah, squish that cat.
No, it's a squish that
Where's
cat.
that cat?
Oh, we should like make that, but with Izutsumi.
Izutsume, squish that cat.
Yeah.
No, she is very cute.
Has anyone edited like the cat? I'm a kitty cat, but with fucking Izutsume.
Yeah.
think
And
so.
dance.
They
That'd be very
should,
fun.
I have not thought of that for a long time. Be the change you want to see in the world. Let's do it.
I have a
Yeah.
cat,
Get
so
on
I
it.
think about that a weird amount.
Yeah, me too. My cat took a nap with me today, so I'm living the highlight with
Oh,
my
that's
cat.
great.
He never does that. So I was gone for a few days, and he was all up in my shit when I came home.
Yeah, the kid just goes to get her to eat her food or something.
Oh my god. And you can get a spray bottle when she's being bad.
Yeah, it would have worked out. You gotta teach her how to be a good cat.
Okay.
But yeah, she doesn't want to
I'll
eat
be
the
right.
monster food.
Because it's
And Laios
gross.
is like, well, look, listen, like sheep don't just grow on trees. And then she points out the baromet, which is a sheep growing on a plant.
Look at that! It's a sheep growing on a tree.
So I looked this up. The baromets was like even up until like pretty like late after the medieval period, people still thought it was a real thing.
Oh,
'Cause they
really?
had- yeah, it was called the vegetable lamb of Tartary. And even up until like 1800s, like they thought of it as like this real animal and plant that like grew from a seed and produced like fruit that was like cotton,
Oh.
because it's a cotton plant was
Oh.
what they were describing. It was like a mistranslation of how they described cotton plants. Because of them saying basically like, oh, like wool like comes from this plant, like wool like a sheep, but it's just cotton plant.
Yeah, it's just a cotton plant.
Yeah.
I guess I get it now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Yuzutsumu's like, all right, I'm gonna go get it. But they get lost in the caves and attacked.
And they get attacked by wargs.
With Marcial. But it works out one way or another.
Mm-hmm. And we get some more backstory on Izutsumi and like how like the other servants were always kind of like, you need to be better, be more responsible.
Yeah, they
take care
just
of others,
yeah.
and don't be so selfish.
Yeah, why are you just doing that? Yeah, I think there's I don't know. It's difficult. It kind of just speaks to like how you're raising your child, because some kids will respond really well to that sort of like admonishment, and some will do the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
So like yeah, just admonishing your kid every time they do something wrong isn't necessarily the right way to do it, and so she just like rebelled against it.
But here she gets kind of punished because she gets bitten by a warg.
Yeah, there's an actual punishment for her actions. Yeah.
Her actions have consequences.
Actions do have consequences. We learn. When will you learn? But it's okay. And Marcial says that she eats the monsters because, like, it's her way to save. She wants to save her friend. She wants to learn more about magic, and so like she has to eat. So like, you have to, I don't know, make a compromise basically.
Mm-hmm.
Even though she doesn't want to eat half that stuff. And then the Baromet's fruit is kind of creepy.
Yeah.
It was like it reminded me of like a fruit gusher, honestly.
Ooh, with a sheep in the middle.
Yeah,
The sheep fetus.
Just bits.
I mean, I imagine it's like they're just eating lamb, right? This is like their excuse to make a lamb.
I guess so. It's just weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't.
But apparently it tastes like crab. I would try it.
Yeah, I guess it tastes like crab.
Because I don't actually like lamb, but I would eat crab. I would eat lamb if it tasted like crab.
Yeah, I guess I would too. I don't know. I don't remember the last time I even had lamb, so I don't even know what it tastes like. At this point in time.
I feel like the only time I had lamb is like in halal food. So it's
yeah.
heavily spiced, heavily sauced, extra white,
Usually
extra
it has
barbecue.
like a gamey taste to it that I don't like.
Some, yeah, not as much as like venison or
True.
what else?
Like deer.
Like it's a good thing it's not tough. Otherwise, it would just be like, okay, well, what's the difference between the two?
That's why
But
you
can
eat
get it
lamb
more.
instead of mutton.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah, it's not as nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
See, at the end they had Pat Izutsumi, and then she scratches all of them.
Yeah, girl.
That was funny.
Okay. It's just you get your manga anime moment.
Yeah.
Cat girl. I guess. The next chapter cuts to above ground, outside of the dungeon, with Kabru and Shuro and crew. And Best Girl shows up again. Namari.
Oh yeah.
I just really like her. And
I don't know, because there's a lot of girls who show up because we made the canaries.
there are a lot of girls. I just like Namari. I just think she's cute. That's all.
Yeah. This is so hot. This is so good. the dark skinned elf.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're all talking to the mayor of the town, of the
Yeah,
island.
mayor of town, the king of town.
Yeah, the king of town. I think so. The Canaries. Please tell me if I'm wrong, because I read pretty fast. Like they're like sent to go into the dungeon and like shut it down.
Yeah, it's basically like
They,
when a dungeon is too out of control, they go in and shut it down.
Okay.
yeah, they are the western part of the Western Elves land, and they're made up of criminals mostly.
Yeah.
With someone guarding them, like keep watch. And like you said, they are sent. Well, partly because of the whole like political war that happens between ownership of the dungeons and like dwarves versus elves type of business. And two, they actually they're sent to you know stop those dungeons from
Getting out of control, basically.
getting out of control. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can tell which ones are the criminals because they have little notches in their ears.
Yeah. I didn't even notice that they had notches in their ears until it was pointed out. But
But yeah, they're criminals who use dark magic or black magic in the past.
yeah. And so, like, as punishment, they have to do that.
Which, by the way, I liked this a lot that they mentioned it as well. Black magic is ancient magic, and black magic helped those, get what they want. So we tell people it's not good to do it because, people who use it for those purposes get what they want, and they're not really supposed to be doing that. It ruins the balance of it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna be greedy and just tell people it's black magic. It's forbidden. Don't touch it. Don't bother.
Yeah.
So like they threw bits and pieces of logic with it, which I'm just like, oh, it's cool because Marcia's not the only one who just thinks that she describes it as ancient magic instead of just saying forbidden magic.
Right.
But to what end they use it or how they think about it is just like pretty much up to the person.
Mm-hmm.
Their magic system is pretty good in this series, I say.
Yeah.
Pretty neat.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
And it's really nice that they're not just portrayed as like the bad guys. Like they are antagonists to our party's goals, but it's not like their intentions are bad.
Yeah, they're not necessarily bad people. Well, they might be, but they're not necessarily doing things for the bad reasons.
Yeah, there really is no just at least so far there's really no evil character,
right?
They're all they all have a reason to do something, or you kind of you even get you probably don't there's probably a somewhat feeling that even Thistle isn't just acting on just pure evil,
right. It's kind of it feels like with what we know, it almost feels like a trauma response, like shutting down and not listening, or accepting. That doesn't mean what Thistle's doing is correct, but yeah,
it makes it easier to understand where they're coming from, and not just it's just a good way to write characters, because it's oh, now I'm not miserable watching because I have a frame of reference.
Yeah, I can understand where that person's coming from, even if you don't agree with the character. Yeah, I think it's a lot of that. Like when we find out about Kabru, it's oh, okay, I get why he is the way he is. I still don't know if I like him, but at least I understand him now. Not that I hate him or anything. He's just kind of shifty.
I love that motherfucker. But,
I hate him. I hate that motherfucker.
Oh yeah, most people hate that motherfucker, but I love that motherfucker.
He just it was just lofted into a scrap box of don't care. Give me the people I want to see right now.
Oh man.
What's the point of this? Because like you said, no one's the real no one's the real villain in all of this, and so to describing the story, I'm like, yeah, but where do you fall in? Why do you want me to care about your character right now? Because it wasn't just, oh, I've been plotting this for ages. It's right. Well, this is how I've come to be. This is where I am. This is why I want to adventure. Oh, what are you doing? Secretly analyzes people, tries to get on their good side. Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to be a kiss up because you want to get what you want. So what's the point?
I do think he's supposed to be like the other side of the coin to Laios, though, because he acts and has like a tragic backstory, and all of that is much more typical of what you would see in like a typical fantasy story, like an Arthurian
Yeah.
legend or anything like that. So like his motivations are more like heroic seeming, but is he actually more heroic?
He seems like an isekai protagonist in this
Right, he's
series.
more. I don't even know if he's an isekai. He just seems like to me like a typical shonen protagonist guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I watched
Kinda like-
everyone die, and now I need to save other people.
Yeah,
but I
and
have
very,
to
like-
analyze everyone a lot.
Yeah, exactly. It's very
Yeah.
like one step ahead. Tries to be like cool, one step ahead.
Yeah,
But it's really neat that he's like such a foil with Laos because he's like, oh, I don't know what the fuck this guy's thinking.
yeah.
Like-
So like I get why we're seeing more of him, because it's like, oh well, we could have had this guy, down in the dungeon, but instead we
this
have
isn't our
Laios.
hero. Yeah.
Yeah. And, like he knows all about people and how to read people and doesn't understand monsters. And like the exact opposite.
Yep.
Your comment, Toto.
Isn't it true though?
The cover looks like a homophobic gay person.
Oh my god, dude, you're right.
In June? Yeah, you're right though.
In June? In this parabola?
Honestly, you're kind of right though. I kind of agree with that.
I know.
I do like how all the canaries look, though. They're all really very interesting and cool designs.
Yeah, they're all very distinct, even though they're like all elves, and you usually
Yeah.
have like this picture in your mind of what an elf is supposed to look like. But no, they're all very distinct from each other.
They somehow
Very
all
cool.
represent exactly what I always picture an elf looking like.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like
Pretty
You
little.
got your like manic pixie dream girl. You got your like hoity-toity, like stuck-up elf. You got your elf that like did meth only once, never again. Got the flirty one. Got the sexy guy, and
The
the
flirty
sexy dark
one.
elf.
31 is attractive.
Yeah.
They're all very attractive. Let's
They are. I have a predetermined bias towards elves in a good way, so this was easy. Easy
Yeah,
to watch.
suddenly like the character cast like doubled, and half of them are elves.
Most of them are elves. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that they have Bluetooth fairies too,
Oh yeah.
or walkie-talkie fairies, I guess.
Oh yeah, it reminded me of the Meshies, but like it's cool that they had what's it called, like a durability. Not that normally people eat, little walkie-talkie things, but it's just like, yeah, they're like organic communication,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
and you have to like deal with it if they break.
Yeah.
Okay, but fairies or Dunmeshi?
Dun.
Denden Mushis, 100%.
Dendanushi for sure. Transponder
gosh.
snails all the way.
Yeah, because like they could be creative, they can look like tailored to you, and also I feel like some of these were, at least if you like watch the anime and stuff of
Yeah.
One Piece,
Yeah.
they are just as if not more animated face-wise
Yeah, that's true.
than these little fairy things. Although I like the little like when he's just like, oh, this thing died, and he goes, bleh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah. Oh my gosh, the eggs Benedict in this episode looked so good. I love a good eggs Benny.
Yeah. I do too. It looks really good. Then there's
Mhm.
Ghost, and it's spooky.
Oh yeah, and then there's Ghost and Spooky.
But it turns out the ghost had been there the entire time, and Laios was just trying to ignore it, even though he could see it the whole time.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and then he's like, I'm just thinking about you, right? Because Children would have called me crazy if I talked about it, right?
Right? Right?
Like this is what happens when I don't tell you about all the like things I'm experiencing.
Yeah. And the ghost is like, you could hear me the whole time.
Yeah.
I knew it.
I'm not going crazy, says the ghost.
Says the ghost. Yeah, and then they're like teleported to the Golden Country, right? That's what it's called.
Yeah,
Yes.
they go into like this little pocket dimension kind of.
Yeah, the pocket dimension, and there's all these people. There's and all these monsters
Living in harmony.
living in harmony. And
Laios gets to milk a minotaur.
he does, and it's weird.
Oh yes.
He's like
It's
way
always
too
wanted to.
into it, but not. It's just in like the oh my god, it's a minotaur, I can touch it. Wow, kind of.
Wait, Trips, did you watch the subbed or dubbed version of the anime?
Subbed.
Okay, because in the dubbed version, like I watched both, Miles like bursts through the door and yells at Chilchuk, "I got some milk a minotaur!" And then it's just like, "Great, thanks. Keep that to yourself next time."
Cool. Yeah, it's like you didn't have to tell me that.
Yeah, I want to know.
Yeah. But yeah, they're in a weird pocket dimension, and well, Izutsumi is like a sleepy kitty the whole time because like all of the monsters, beasts in this world are like weirdly tame, and I guess
Yeah.
that rule applies to her.
Eh.
Because she's like half beast,
Yeah.
I guess, and then. I don't know, these people haven't seen anyone in a really long time, and so they do like have Marcel go on a fashion show.
Oh
But
yes.
the
yeah.
fashion is like weird and avant-garde.
It looks kind of awesome.
So good.
Oh yeah, the different outfits were pretty cool.
No,
I
it
love
looks
the square
great.
dress.
It's just
The
like
square dress
whoa.
is so good.
All the different outfits. I mean, yeah. I mean, if they have nothing else to do, like you might as well go crazy with it, with your outfits and everything.
Mhm.
And
I mean-
Izutsumi is like my cat when he's cold, and it's really annoying. And I'm like, you don't have to sit in my lap all the time, bro. My legs are falling asleep.
Oh, what a pain! What a problem!
I know, it's
Oh
such a
my
problem.
God.
Okay, the issue with
Cute
my
ass cat in
cat,
my
is
lap.
that he's like,
Oh.
you moved your arm 1 centimeter. Now I hate you. And I'm like, bro,
Yeah, my cat's like that. too.
bro. I don't think Izutsumi's in that mode, so it's good. It's good.
Izutumi just likes Marcel a lot though, because
Yeah.
I don't know, but she still doesn't like Elias.
No, she still doesn't like Laios.
Yeah, it's like try going for it, and he goes, no.
No.
Nah.
It's
It's
because
cute.
cats usually like what they grew up with. She did grow up around a lot of women,
That's true.
so
That's true.
she just has immediate assumptions about women.
Yeah.
What a misogynist!
What a misogynist.
Izutsumi.
Jeez, Izutsumi's the worst.
Yeah. Men
We have to
deserve
see for
respect
yourself.
too.
Meow.
Oh yeah, that chapter cover with fucking Senshi, like holy moly. Forgot about that.
Oh, the mushroom.
No, he's just like writing a little journal. He's just chilling there, but he's like, that is one horny drawing of Senshi. It's fucking nuts.
Have you seen the anime fan service for Senshi?
I have seen it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Curious on what
Yeah,
that
they
scene
have him
looks
just like laying, like lounging, like one of your French girls.
Yeah. Yeah.
He deserves it.
But they bring up the thing right here, where like Laios can be like the hero.
He's the chosen one. He has
He's
the
the
winged
chosen one.
sword.
Oh yeah, because he has the sword with the lion face on it.
Yeah, and then we meet Yad, who is Delgul's grandson.
Grandson? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and Delgul is like the king who ruled the country, and that like Thistle is trying to find.
Yeah. Yeah, and they think, oh well, you have the sword, so you can
save us
Save
from
us.
this like hell of like because okay, I think it's also explained here that the people of the Golden Country are immortal.
Yeah,
They cannot like
they can't
the
die.
whole curse of the dungeon is that they cannot die,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why people are able to be revived in the dungeon. That's why there's ghosts in the dungeon because those are the people from the Golden Country
Mm-hmm.
who tried to escape and then lost their bodies and they're just souls and they hang around now.
Mhm.
So smart. Adding so much cool context to these fantasy elements.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, it is. Really
I love how
cool.
they're like, so I'm sure you met some of those ghosts, and they're like, oh, we made our ice cream out of them.
Oops, we ate people. Like,
Oops. They
yeah.
didn't eat the people; they just used the people's cold energies.
Yeah, I suppose that's
To
true.
create ice cream.
Yeah. But yeah, they say like the prophecy that the bearer of the winged sword will defeat the lunatic magician and become the new king of this land. And
And they have to find the god of this land, the
Yeah, they have to
winged
find the god.
lion, who has been imprisoned at the bottom of the dungeon.
yeah. And Laios is like, I don't know about that. Which is a normal
so-
response, honestly.
We're like halfway into this series, and finally we get like our first like main character sort of quest.
Yeah, there's a quest that's not just self-imposed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, it's interesting. Like these people have been stuck in this golden country for so long, and it seems like they mostly would just like to not be stuck there for eternity. But they're doing what they can to not like fall to insanity. But some do, and those are like the sherbet ghosts energies. And Laios doesn't really know what to do at this point. He hasn't made a decision, I think, on whether he's going to actually be a hero or not, right? Or does he decide at the end?
I don't think he decides. He just kind of says like, "Okay, like I'll do my best."
He's like, "Yeah,
I can't say
my
no.
best." Yeah, it's like, how could you say like straight up no to these people?
Yeah, or like been so kind to you.
Yeah. Yeah. And they have to leave very quickly because Thistle shows up. And they're like, "Who are you talking to?"
Oh yeah.
They get dumped into like this big old forest.
It's not a forest, it's pillars.
Pillars. I don't know.
It's just like it's an ancient cistern.
A cistern?
Okay. Cistern, yeah.
I see.
It's basically like a huge like empty space that used to be used to like collect water and stuff.
Yeah. I guess I didn't realize it was a cistern, but that makes sense. Like I said, I was reading real fast at times. Yeah, Izutsumi's like, "Wait, what the fuck was I doing in that world?" That's really funny. And Senshi does not like the teleportation magic at all. Which makes me wonder, I feel like I would throw up if I was like teleported, because I don't know how well I do anymore with like movement.
Oh yeah, I looked at it on my phone once, and like I can't look at it again. Like even moving forward on like trains or cars or something like that, I would just damn, because that's actually like teleporting is one of my favorite powers. But I have to be like, all right, now Genie, give me the power of teleportation, but no side effects.
Yeah.
Because I would just not use my powers, and then what would be the point?
Yeah, what would be the point? It's like a monkey paw, though. You can't have something so cool without side effects, I feel like.
Yeah.
Flying ice cream truck and live.
That is true. Maybe I'll just have like an endless supply of what's it called? Dramamine in my pocket.
Yeah, you could do that.
All right, guys, you want to go somewhere? All right, just give me let me take 2 of these. Give me like an hour, and then like we're all set.
That's what my sister does. She has like an endless supply whenever we go flying. So, yeah. Anyway, we're on to a more serious part of the story when a griffin attacks.
Yeah, we'll get some Senshi time.
Yeah.
Senshi character development time.
And Senshi's like panicking, and he runs away, and they're like, "It's okay, we could just kill it," but he's just immediately has like PTSD response. Basically, he can't control himself and just starts running. And he gets kidnapped. He gets nabbed. Oh my god, his face. He gets nabbed. His eyes are like going to either side. Oh. And it's spooky. Poor Senshi. Everyone is so sad. They're like, no, what happened to Senshi? No. And so they try to make like Marcel tries to make several different familiars out of like the food that they have to try to like, bait him.
She makes little hot dog birds.
Yeah, she makes hot dog birds. To try to like bait the griffin, but also like give Senshi a rope. And it doesn't work very well. And also, Laios is really unhappy with them. For some reason, I think they're cute.
But he's like, they don't have the adaptations they need to survive. So he makes one that's like more like draconic. She's like, no, we just need to like min-max this creature and make it super fast.
Yeah.
Have you seen that little comic Ryoko Kui made, where it was like Falin and Marcel like pretending to be dragons.
Yeah,
No.
it's cute.
Oh my
My
god,
goodness.
I was losing it.
need
It's
to see
so
this.
funny. Hold on. I'll find it really.
But yeah, so Skyfish is another like mythical creature that has a weird backstory to it.
Mm-hmm.
It happened like people didn't. It wasn't an ancient thing, but rather a creature or a cryptid that was discovered along with like cameras, and cameras were invented. What it
Oh.
is they like had the wrong shutter speed, so they would take pictures, and then these little like skyfish noodly things would show up on the cameras. But it's just bugs. It's just insects flying.
Oh, it's just bugs. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
and
funny.
then their wings going up and down look like the little noodly wings.
It's
Noodly
so
wings.
Mhm.
funny.
I loved the skyfish. I thought it was the cutest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
So like
this
now
skyfish.
that we have better cameras, you like hardly hear about skyfish anymore.
Huh. That's fascinating.
Yeah.
I love that.
And there was like a whole professor who like is convinced that they're real, that there's just some sort of like super fast creature that we can't catch on camera, but like every time we do it, it's also called a rod.
Yeah.
Um,
Huh.
but yeah, it's just like an optical illusion because of the camera.
Yeah. Because the bug is moving so fast in the
Yeah,
camera.
exactly. It's just like a frame by frame
Yeah.
thing of the bug.
Makes sense. Skyfish
Was-
is the best min-maxed creature, though.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
They actually kill the griffin pretty easily.
They do.
Like, kind of just stab it in the throat and it dies.
Yeah. All hail
I
Skyfish.
posted that comic and the manga thing.
Oh, thank you.
Skyfish, my lord.
Oh, yeah, they're so cute.
It's very funny.
What? I didn't see this.
Yeah, yeah, Elias is like, you can't stand like that.
Oh my god, look at the way Falin is holding Marcial. They're so gay.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have such a good dynamic, those three. It's like the funniest
And
shit
Laios,
in the world.
like, I don't understand how they ship Marcial and Laios. Laios is clearly their dog.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
clearly their dog.
Well, there was that one moment when she was coming into the house of the prince, and she was very bashful of her new clothing.
Yeah, I feel like that was just because of the clothes, though.
Yeah.
Not because of.
Mayhaps, but it did happen.
It did happen, true.
It did. Honestly, I think all of the good blood, or the good bonding that they had was ruined when Laios immediately cuts into the skyfish. He immediately kills the skyfish, and she's like, "No!" Just crying.
Oh my, yeah. And your interpretation of him being Scandinavian may hold true, because he's like, oh, you have to have the fish. You have to have its body in a way of honor. And I'm like, what are you, fucking Viking?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Next thing you're gonna make a little boat, put it on there, and light it on
I
fire.
like that.
That's the other thing is that, like, even if, like, Marcial liked Laios to some extent, Laios definitely does not
No.
see
No.
Marcial in a romantic way at all. He cares
doesn't-
about monsters,
Yeah.
and that's about it.
He cares about Falin.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But like as a sister,
Mhm.
he's not creepy.
He needs his own monster girlfriend.
Yeah. Lizard man honor. I like in the anime the skyfish kind of it reminded me a little bit of Kimbap. Where it's like
yeah.
just a bunch of
Mm.
stuff all stuffed in it.
Yeah.
yeah.
But then they fry it.
And then they fry it.
Like,
Which
I don't know what kind of real world food. It
Yeah,
reminded me
yeah,
of.
after that I was like, I don't know what it is anymore.
Yeah. It almost seems like more like fine dining, like not hot culture, no, but like avant-garde, like
Yeah.
Michelin star cuisine.
Yeah, like super fancy
Where it's
stuff.
like put together really weird, and then you fry it, and then
Yeah.
serve it.
And yeah, they realize that we don't know anything about Senshi, and we need to ask him, like, for real, like, what's up with you running away from the griffin?
And Chulchuk uses this opportunity to also introduce like a little bit more about himself too.
he looks
Oh,
so
yeah.
like
And
unhappy
he's a
about it.
divorced dad.
Yeah, divorced dad.
I like Marcel's reaction to that too. It's like such a good reaction of her just getting like
Face.
this information she's been dying for, just like in one fell swoop. She's like, and her like eyes are crossed.
Yeah. His
Yeah.
wife and daughter.
So yeah, then we get to Senchi's backstory, right?
We do. We're an hour and a half in. Do we want to go over that now or take a break first?
I think let's go over this chapter now, and
Okay.
then we'll take a break because I
Sounds
think
good.
this is where the anime stops, so we can use like the
Oh,
anime
yeah,
spoiler
you're right.
part as kind of a good
That's a good idea.
cutoff point.
I think he's still married, technically. They're just, like, separated or whatever.
I don't know how many.
Maybe oh, no, he's divorced, isn't he? I don't actually know. Who knows?
He hasn't seen them in years. I
So
feel like
probably
the count is
divorced.
divorced.
The counts as divorced, you're right. I don't know the
Yes,
laws in this
divorced is
world.
bad energy.
But yeah, so we have Senchi's backstory. He was part of like a group of miners, like dwarf miners, very typical dwarf miners, but they like were looking for treasure, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
they stumbled upon.
They stumble upon the
dungeon.
dungeon essentially, and
they get attacked by a griffin, and it starts picking them off one by one.
Yes, yeah, because they keep trying to go out. Yeah.
And they don't have any revival magic, so they don't even know that they can revive them. So they all like die permanently.
yeah, they don't know. Some of the dwarfs don't like that Senchi's getting like I guess special treatment because he's like a kid. But
Yeah.
one of the dwarfs is like actually tries to like treat him like he's the new generation,
He's
so we
gotta
have
take
to like
care of the
protect him.
youngins.
Yeah.
Which explains why Senshi is like always trying to look out for like Chilchuk, Marcel,
Yeah.
and Laios. He considers them like younger than he is.
Yeah, I mean he's definitely older than Laios. Or no, I guess he is older than both of them, but
Yeah, he's not older than Marcel, but I think like because Marcel's part of a long-lived race, she's
Yeah.
still like younger.
Yeah,
in
she's still younger.
maturity. Yeah.
yeah. And they're able to get food for a while, but then it doesn't. Things stop to work out. Yeah, they're starving. The way this is like, I guess framed was like very haunting. Like you could feel Senchi's trauma building.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Because he hears like crashing sounds and several screams outside, and it gets very quiet. And then the guy that's always taking care of Senchi comes in and says they were attacked by the griffin.
Yeah.
But the other guy died, so
Yeah, even though they were having an argument right before.
yeah.
And then mystery meat soup.
Yeah, then he eats mystery meat soup. It's like that'll keep
Yeah.
you alive. And then he goes
And
to the
the
bathroom
one-
and never comes back.
Yeah, and he had a huge like dent in his helmet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's like, did we just do a Sanji backstory? Did we eat the mystery meat?
Ugh. Did we eat the mystery meat? Yeah.
Yeah, so that explains where Senji got his helmet from and why there's like an X on it. That's the dent from before.
Yeah, why he's scared of griffins.
Mhm.
For
Yeah.
a
And,
while.
why he knows the orcs too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because he gets captured by the orcs after he finally decides to leave the dungeon, but he gets captured on the way, and then they let him go. But he teaches the orcs like Dwarven,
Yeah.
and they teach him how to like pick the right mushrooms and stuff like that. Then he makes it out, but I think this is like a lot of people can relate to something like this. Like you spent so much time doing that one thing, it doesn't feel right to like not do it anymore. So he ends up going back to the dungeon even when he leaves because it feels more like home probably.
But also the trauma.
But also the trauma.
And like Senji without his helmet like looks more like a person than a cartoon character.
Yeah.
Because you can see his eyebrows for once.
Yeah, you can see his eyebrows. It helps.
Yeah.
And so he doesn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so then they're like, oh well. Then Laos is like, well, if you eat the griffin, then you'll know.
Then you'll
And
know.
then, like, they're
like,
like,
oh.
Yeah. This is the
It's one of those like lies moments, yeah.
Honestly,
do
And then
really-
he's
I
like,
do really like
it
it,
doesn't
though.
taste like it. I guess you didn't eat griffin meat. And then they're like, shut up. Did we
I
know?
really do like the. It's like it's important to have a character like Laos though. Like in a situation like this, it's like he is kind of speaking the truth. Like is it better for him to know or never know? It's like essentially he's the one to make that decision.
Yeah,
but
but he
brings
says
it
it in
up
such a way without any tact.
exactly.
Yeah.
But he still is the only one to say it. So like I think it's actually kind of I like characters like that where it's like you need a foil like that, and it's like it might make him look a little dumb or whatever, but it's like if he didn't say that, maybe Senshi wouldn't have gone through this, and it makes it like
Yeah,
that's good.
I feel like
Smart.
Laios could have said it better with more tact, but I think the whole point is that he said it untactfully because he has more knowledge about
Yeah.
monsters. And
Right.
he
Yeah,
realized
it's a
that
good
it was
character thing, yeah.
changelings and hippogriff. So he wasn't acting like that because he was trying to be rude. He was acting like that because he knew something they didn't.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so they change it to the other preacher.
Yeah, a hippogriff.
Yeah, the hip.
Yeah, they use like
And
the
then-
changeling like circle thing, fairy circle.
Senshi,
essentially.
Senshi remembers that's
Yeah.
the flavor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't eat
Sweet.
people. Or
Yeah.
dwarf, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So it's okay. We're just scared for 1 second for him.
Yeah, so it actually wasn't it was still a tragic backstory. They all died. But
Yeah,
at least
yeah.
you meet people meet.
Yeah. It's still very sad, but at the end he gets closure because of that. So even though
Yeah.
Laios said things the wrong way, he did the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
He helped him still. So yeah. I think
And then
that's
they
good
step
for him.
into changelings on their way out.
Oh, they step on the mushrooms.
Yeah, to the fairy circle.
It's goofy. And yeah.
And that's where the anime has left off.
The anime shows them transformed.
Oh wait, no, you're right. One more
Yeah,
chapter.
one more
I
chapter.
forgot. This one just came out. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, no, I hit the wrong button. Okay, we're good. So yeah, they all get like a mega fever and they're like, oh no, what's wrong? Did we finally get food poisoning? Oh no. And then they wake up and they're all like transformed into different races.
Twink Senshi.
Twink Senshi.
The beauty of that man.
He looks
I
like
know.
extra beautiful Inigo Montoya.
Yeah.
Like yassified.
He really is.
And I love how he like acts the same as like normal Senshi, but it just looks more beautiful because he's in a different elven
Yeah.
form.
He's like still acting like Senshi. But
Yeah, he's still like pretty quiet and doesn't say a lot.
Yep. And Laios is a dwarf. Marcial is a gnome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she
Shilchek's a human or a tall man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we get like we get the what is it, Peter B. Parker from Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
It's like why
He's
does
like,
he look
Mom,
like
Peter
that?
like
Walker.
a divorced dad. Because he's a divorced dad.
Yeah.
Same energy as Peter B. Parker.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
really like how they fit their physique for their race, where it's like Chochuk is a little bit of a lankier halfling.
Mm-hmm.
Like not like tall, but like, he's skinny and like, so if that was just translated directly to a human, he would just be like a tall, lanky guy,
Yeah.
It's like really smart the way they did that.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's
And
true.
like Senshi's a very beautiful dwarf, so of course he would be a beautiful elf.
Yeah, exactly.
It's true.
Yeah, Marcel's a very like cutesy elf, not a very like
Yeah.
Yeah.
so it makes
Elegant,
sense that
yeah.
she
Oh, and
becomes a very
he's a gnome.
cutesy gnome.
Right.
He's assuming he's just a kobold.
He's a
since
kobold.
dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
That was
a
a funny
dog.
idea.
It's
Got
great.
that dog in her.
It's
But
a
apparently her ears didn't change, so she's a dog mixed with a cat now.
yeah.
Her ears didn't change.
And she's just like, fuck this. She doesn't say a lot.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know. It's great. I think also, like, if you, as an author, if you're, like, bored of drawing the same characters, it's like, poof, now they're different.
Oh, she had way too much fun. Like
She had so
drawing
much
characters
fun.
at different races.
Yeah.
She has like a whole grid of like what they would look like at every other race.
Yeah, she clearly wanted to do it.
Yeah.
For realsies. It's great, and I think
her, though.
like Laios is happy being a dwarf. He's like, oh yeah, I'd love to be a dwarf for forever. Surely there's no repercussions to this, but there definitely are.
There were repercussions to that.
There were repercussions, as there always are.
Wow.
And they see that, so they reach this like the really beautiful golden door. At least it's golden in the anime. And there's like clearly someone had it. We haven't mentioned this, but like they keep seeing like different like campsites as they're going down. But the sword opens the door in a weird squiggly way, like it like goes through the lock, and it's like just like my noises for Dark Souls enemies. And yeah, the gargoyles
attack the gargoyles.
I hate gargoyles. They suck.
And they get kind of wrecked because they're all like totally in the wrong bodies. Like Children tries to run away even though he's supposed to be one of the frontliners now. As a tall man.
Yeah.
And Senshi's like an elf, so he's too weak to pick up anything.
Yeah.
And then Marcel can only fire one spell before she goes to 0 MP and starts passing out.
Yeah. Yeah, they figure it out, like oh yeah, and Izutsumi's gonna go crazy. And just like attack the gargoyles to the death. But there's a great visual gag is like, he's like, everybody run towards the door, and he takes the bell, distracts Izutami, and throws it into the room. And you see Shiro going like,
yeah, we didn't talk about this, but Shiro ended up giving him a bell to like ring this if you ever are in trouble. But he just like throws it in his bag and has like forgotten about it basically and just been ringing this whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can just see it. Everyone's like, oh my god, what the fuck? Why are you making so much noise? But they are safe, mostly, because they shut the door. And then they're just like, they make like an ass ton of dumplings because they're all hungry because they've expended their bodies because they're not used to it. Full of hippogriff meat.
Yeah, and they're all like, oh, all of our places have different ways of eating dumplings, and just like us, how we're all different, but we're all the same.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, yeah, but like we can't stand this. We need to figure out a way to
stay for forever. Yeah. Yeah, I do really like that panel where she draws everybody as the different races. It's great.
Yeah.
So cute.
I feel like Elf Laios is too pretty. Elf Laios should be more
yeah.
derpy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I had a screenshot. Oh yeah. Have them like. Yeah, he was too pretty as an elf. He's like a pretentious prince.
Okay, but like Half-Foot Senshi though is the cutest.
So cute. I would buy a plushie of that.
Yeah, I was about to say he's just a baby.
He's just a baby.
And then like Tall Man Senshi just looks like someone straight out of Lord of the Rings movies.
Yeah. He looks like me if I grew out my hair.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's pretty much what my Baldur's Gate 3 character looked like, except he had purple hair.
Dude, do it.
Nice.
I try,
Tall
man.
Man Senshi cosplay, do it.
Cosplay I could do. Long hair, I get ringlets before I get super slick hair like that. That's tough.
Yeah, it takes a long time to like let it grow. Yeah.
I think Izutsumi probably has with Senshi the best odds of just being good at whatever different race they are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
both of them
also
look really good.
Do a lot, so.
No, she's a cat.
Yeah.
If they had to be permanently affixed to a different race and they had to be like, all right, is this good or not? I feel like Senshi and Izutsumi were both like acceptable.
Right.
Chilchuck is kind of gross in some. Chilchuck, divorced dad
It's
energy.
just because
Right.
he's divorced dad.
Wait,
energy,
did you say?
Yeah.
I thought Marcel was a halfling. She a halfling or a gnome?
No, she
She's
was
a
a half-foot. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
half-foot,
messed
half-
up. Because I was like looking and I was like,
because I
how
could have sworn
big
they had
are
like
the
an interaction.
ears?
Oh,
Yeah,
you're right, you're
because I think she has an interaction with Chilchuck where he's like, "Fuck you, you're gonna die soon." And she's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
"Oh."
you're right. She's like, oh.
Yeah,
Not the
halflings in
trauma.
this world like only live up to 50 or something.
Yeah, 50 or 60 or whatever. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, she was a half foot. Sorry,
Yeah.
I messed up. But yeah, that's actually where the anime ends
Yes.
for now. I don't know where
Mhm.
it'll actually end. It airs on Thursday, but
Yeah. It's the last episode this Thursday. Wow.
yeah. I wonder if
Really?
they'll announce the second season,
Oh, absolutely.
like immediately after the
There's no way there won't be a
airing.
second season. That'd
Right,
be
I know.
This has
insane if
been
there
so
was.
successful. It's been
Yeah,
great.
yeah, definitely. Yeah. Okay, so we can take a small break. We'll come back, cover the rest of what we don't actually have that much to cover. We have like 20, like less than 20 chapters. So
Mhm.
let's go. I'll be back in a moment. Bye,
Yeah.
everyone. Maybe not. Yes, we are. I was like, wait, you're here, right, Danya?
Oh, sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
you're good. You disappeared for a second on my OBS, so I was like,
Mhm.
all right, hello, welcome. We're back. Welcome back, everyone. My brain is a little foggy, sorry. Still, but we're here. Now everything beyond this point is spoilers for the anime. So if you haven't read the manga, beware. Watch or read
Yeah,
the
for anime
manga.
only beware.
Yeah, anime
You will
only
be
beware.
Ooh.
You'll be spoiled. So
Go sorbet.
go sorbet. Character development. Ah,
Ah,
ah.
damn. Hold out my soul.
Well, him out. Thank you for hanging out, though. Thanks. So basically, the next chapter. Oh yeah, he makes. I thought that's when he makes fun of like, haha, you're gonna die, Marcy. It's
Yeah.
so rude.
Actually, what?
What? But yeah, Laios at first thinks it's a great idea, like nothing will go wrong, because he's like, oh, if I put Falin into the changeling circle, then she'll change it to something else, and maybe she'll be able to live a slightly normal life. But it doesn't really work like that. The changelings are actually just gonna grow like all over their body slowly, and kill them, so they have to wash them off.
Oh.
Yeah.
Turns out just magic spores.
Yeah.
I like how creative they are though, because like they use their arms as a magic circle.
Yeah, to kill the gargoyles.
Yeah, or to change them.
Changed. You're right. They aren't killed. They're changed. Changed.
Yeah.
Is that better or worse?
Into like a few famous statues too, like that one with the mouth, and then the one peeing boy of Brussels.
Yep. Yeah, it was a fun idea.
Yeah.
And the Kensuke gets turned into like this super cool demon sword.
Mhm.
Whoa, the changeling spores. It is fun. I do like that. It's a really, I just wasn't expecting it, and it made me laugh out loud. Changing the gargoyles into different kinds of statues.
Yeah.
Pretty
yes,
genius. But yeah, then they wash. They use the peeing boy statue's water
Yeah.
to wash themselves.
And they also use like the mouth statue as a fairy ring to change like the dumplings into different shapes of dumplings.
Yeah,
like
different kinds of
pierogies.
dumplings, yes. It was great. I don't know, I just really loved it. Plus, like, dumplings are good, but I totally get getting sick of dumplings, so you get different kinds of dumplings.
Oh my god, like a meal of like all different types of dumplings.
that's
That would be
great.
so fun.
Yeah, I think it's great. And then they go to sleep and wake up, and they're all back to their normal bodies. And
they can't see Chilchuk the same way ever again now that they know he's divorced dad.
now that he really is divorced dad.
He's in the corner just listening to divorced dad rock.
Yeah. Yeah, but it also like makes sense too. Like Chilchuk kind of treats Izutsume like an annoying daughter. She kind of is an annoying daughter. And he nags on her. It's because he's a dad.
He's an annoying dad.
He's an annoying
And
dad.
he's the only one out of all these characters who has had kids.
Yeah.
He's the only one who's not a virgin.
Oh,
goodness.
yeah, I guess
You don't know
so.
that.
I guess we don't know that.
Probably a reason why Marcel's so obsessed. Just saying.
Yeah, she's the hopeless romantic who just who just never interacted with had love like that.
Mhm.
It's like, I
Or
got
she-
no
or
idea.
she-
got a
experience.
taste, and she
Yeah.
wants more.
Yeah.
Mm. Either all her experiences are in books, or yeah, she's got
Yeah.
Yeah.
snippets.
That's true.
I think we see that later.
I think
don't
it
know
might
if
be
we
all
read
in
that.
books. Yeah, we do see it, her taste later.
Yeah.
They find an
But-
automatic trolley. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, they're on like a new level, and like I like how all the levels have like differently themed and stuff.
Yeah, they have all totally different theming.
Yeah, so now new level is like steampunky. And actually, if you rewatch the first opening to the anime, you can see all the levels.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
It's very
can.
cool.
Can you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's in the opening.
during the character portraits, like they're standing in different levels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we kind of get Laios's backstory now. Like, why did you become an adventurer? He left his village because he was fed up. We find out later that it's mostly because they didn't accept Falin, but also he left Falin behind. That's confusing to me. Like, why would you do that? But we will find out later. He goes to school, then he joins the army, but he didn't fit in anywhere. And then he signed on with the passing caravan, doing odd jobs to finally reach this island. But then he meets up with Falin, who had, like, she was at magic school that was on the way, and she joined him on the adventures.
And they have like a whole role play session here. No eating, no monster fighting. It's just them talking.
Yeah, they just talk.
And they also find out that okay, we could separate Fallen if we ate all the dragon bits, because like the bits that we had eaten didn't get revived.
Yeah.
Smart.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think it's very sweet when Marcille starts crying because she doesn't realize that, like, Falin probably was bringing her food to, like, she wanted to eat with her because she always had to eat alone.
Yeah.
That would make me cry, too. I was like...
I didn't realize she liked me so much, that she was so lonely.
Yeah. Yeah. And she, like, hugs the cat for support. The cat's
Yeah.
like, ooh. Okay, fine.
Yeah, literally just the content. All right, whatever.
Alright, fine. I guess I'm being hugged now.
I like how when they go through like the list of all the people who could help them eat like the dragon part of Fallen, you see like Kabru. He's like, oh yeah, Kabru seemed really interested in eating monsters.
He was not.
He was not.
Yeah. If only. Yeah, I do like that she's still, like, Falling is still really cute, despite being, like, a chimera thing.
Yeah.
She's like, sure, her bottom half might be a monster, but she's really cute.
She's still got a kiss.
Yeah.
There's a reason there's so much art of her.
Yeah. Yeah, she's so cute. But yeah, I don't know. They have goals now to free the winged lion from the dungeon's heart, with its help to neutralize the lunatic magician and find people to help eat Fallen's dragon parts.
Yep.
And then we cut to the 3 that are supposed to help them eat, and they're like, ugh.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Yeah.
But the canaries finally descend into the dungeon.
Yeah, they descend into the dungeon, and they're like, Shudo, Namari, and Kabru are helping out, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, they are all visually distinct despite all being elfy. Cool. Gosh. So they just want to go into the dungeon and take out the master of the dungeon, the Mad Whip Mage, basically. But like,
Kabra has basically convinced them, like, if you just go in guns a-blazing, it'll cause, like, a huge reaction.
yeah.
And everyone in the dungeon right now will die. So we should, like, evacuate the people first,
Yeah.
and then do that.
So he goes to, like, the guy that runs the upper floor, at least, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
The, like, shady underground.
Yeah.
boss.
And he's like, I'll help you. And then he's like, no, I won't. After he
Yeah,
tells
I
him
took
what he
a
wants to
screenshot
do.
of that. He's like, I don't care.
Yeah. Oh, I don't care about you. But it's kind of like the dungeon got to him already, right?
Yeah, the
Mhm.
greed of the dungeon.
The greed of the
desire.
dungeon. The desire. Yeah. And they were like, they've like what's the word? They've like gagged some of the elves that went
Yeah.
with Kabru.
Mhm.
But it's like doesn't matter because Mithrin is like, nah, I'm real good at magic.
Oh man, like the action poses of him like petrifying that one dude, like slamming him in the chest.
Yeah.
Ah, what a badass shot. That's so
Yeah, it's
good.
pretty cool. Like you don't often think of being able to use petrification magic like that.
Well, it's not real petrification, right?
That's
It's
true.
like
He's
it's
like
teleportation.
teleporting them.
Yeah.
But I also don't think of teleportation magic like that either.
Yeah, it's really really cool teleportation magic.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
It's very similar to Law's ability in One Piece in a lot of ways.
Actually, yeah, I guess you're right.
Like, swap places.
They could be friends, I guess. Maybe they probably wouldn't be.
No,
friends.
they would absolutely not be friends.
Yeah, I know. I know they wouldn't. So, yeah, it's kind of like even though like Copper's plan fails like pretty bad.
Yeah.
They still have plans to go into the dungeon. Like, okay, we're gonna go to the dungeon now. Like,
Yeah.
sorry about that.
No, the elves kind of outsmart him. The elves are like, okay, I just told like the rest of my crew to like go spend money very unevenly in the shops
Yeah.
to cause everyone to get more desire so that monsters will appear so that they'll run.
Yeah, so then
Let me
they'll
show
have
you
to
like
run.
just how dangerous this dungeon really is.
And then they'll evacuate.
Mhm.
And it actually works. There are like mushrooms like all over. But
Yeah.
then there's like mega kaiju mushroom.
Yeah.
Mushroom.
Big mushroom.
Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All this training trips has prepared you for the mushroom.
No. I need to respect my character. And yeah, we get to see more really cool teleportation magic from Mithrin. Very weird, but he also like floods the room.
Yeah, because he teleports it with the floor 4, I
Yeah.
think, is the water floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone can, and then they realize that the mad mage is like there. He's in the room with us. They are in the room with us.
And Kabru uses his people watching skills
Yeah.
to help track him down.
To help find him because they're the only one that's like not reacting.
It's kind of dumb on the mad magician's part.
Yeah,
to be
like why
honest.
aren't you reacting, bruh?
Uh-huh.
Like you gotta act the part to blend in.
But even though like Mithrin kind of like pulled punches with teleporting the henchman for the dwarf dude
Yeah.
like into the walls and just
Mhm.
trapping them, like when he's fighting the mad mage, he like replaces part of their flesh with like wood and stuff
Mm-hmm.
to stab them. Basically, that's crazy.
Yeah,
That
it's
is
pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's a fun
That's
idea.
insane.
But then we also find out that Mithrin doesn't have a very good sense of direction. It's like, bruh.
Yeah.
Classic.
How are you doing all of this, which you don't even know which way is up? I don't know.
He's probably just going close enough.
Yeah. Yeah, he drops a rock on Falin's head, and she's like, ow. I like the little screenshot of her, like, holding her head. Not screenshot, she's, like, just in the background, holding her head. But yeah, it doesn't really work. I think, what is it? They want to kill...
Yeah, they want to kill the mad mage, but the Falin breaks in and saves him. Or saves Thistle.
Yeah, she basically saves Thistle.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I was just seeing what the panel was. Cabaret was, like, going through, like, having way too many mental gymnastics on, like, what do I do here? Like, what will happen to Laios's crew? It's like they'll be imprisoned, and the only one that will live will be, like, Marcial.
Yeah.
Which will probably become a canary, maybe. But none of it really matters, because he just, like, agrees to work with the elves, right?
Kind of.
Kinda?
But he also is like, I don't want the elves to just like do everything for us.
Right.
His motivations are kind of nonsense.
Right.
I don't really understand.
I don't really get it either.
Yeah.
But like the Thistle gets away, and the ground starts like collapsing, and they fall. Kabaru and Mithrin fall through the
Yeah, and they're gonna
The
have
whole-
a whole like buddy cop comedy now.
buddy cop comedy time now. Yep, and all the other canaries are like, no. But yeah, then we get Changelings Part 2.
Yep.
So everyone steps in the walking. Oh, because the walking mushroom like
Got teleported to
Good-
them. Yeah.
yeah. And we get cute baby Senshi. And ripped Marcia.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I took a
Oh,
screenshot because I'm
no.
like, oh, Toto's gonna love this.
I don't know. I like boobs still. I don't like
She's just ripped.
text. Yeah, she's just really ripped.
It's funny. But yeah, they get changed again. And they're like, well, I guess we gotta wash off again. I kind of like how terrifying Marcia is for like the few panels that it lasts.
Yeah. Essentially, like cries, and he's like a little halfling.
Yeah, he's like,
He's
ooh,
so
onions.
cute. The author obviously just wanted more excuses to draw a half-foot Senshi.
Yeah,
She's like, I stumbled upon a great design.
yeah, I drew something amazing. I must draw it more.
Crying while cutting the onions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And she's like, did you do it? Oh, okay, it's done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and Marcia's like, why didn't you make it with? Why did you use my medicine I was making? Because like Izutsume would never drink the medicine, so he made it into food.
She's like, but it was an ointment. It wasn't gonna be drunk anyway.
Yeah.
Because like, she's like, we're not gonna change every single time. I'm coming up with a cure for this right now.
Right. Too late. And then they poof back to normal.
Kind of.
Kinda.
And she's basically changed for a little bit.
Right. I do find the Otome game Chill Chuck is like, no, my worst nightmare! Cover art to be hilarious.
Oh my
did
god,
you-
in the last panel, Chill Chuck's head stays the same, but his body's small. It's so
Yes.
crazy.
So weird.
I don't know if you noticed. I gotta find the picture for it. But speaking of Otome, they actually had like a introduction to the chapter, and they were talking about Chochuk's, wife and kid.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, chapter 56, the
Yeah,
Bicorn,
yeah.
is like a whole bunch of Otome stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was.
Oh yeah.
But
That's
Chill
really
Chuck
cool.
is like, this is the worst thing ever. That's his expression.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't like romance. It ruins parties.
I like how Laios is included in that though.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, he is
Senshi in the
included.
background.
Yeah, everybody's included.
I don't want to lose you guys.
Yeah. And he says that like he's like he tries to get Marcial off his back talking about his relationships by saying that he's like, I cheated on my wife. Just
Oh,
to end the
yeah.
conversation.
Yeah, it's been a while since we had a Chill Chuck character episode.
Yeah, it's true. It's been a while, and yeah.
So they try and grab the bicorn by having sinful thoughts.
Sinful thoughts.
Because if unicorns are attracted to purity, then bicorns must be attracted to sin.
Yeah, surely. What do they even do? Oh yeah, they make crispy mushroom egg sandwich because they're like, "Ooh, let's be
Yeah.
gluttonous. Let's eat food again."
Oh, I want a crispy bacon and egg sandwich.
I know, it sounds great. It doesn't. I mean, they do get it,
Yeah.
even though it runs away. It bites Chilchuck's hand,
Mhm.
and then they get it that way. They tie it up. Poor Chilchuck. My grandma got bit by a horse. It was terrifying.
Yeah. They slice off its head.
Yeah, no, it's just like I don't think it was that
How bad
strong.
did they hurt? I didn't know they had like
Yeah.
a strong bite force.
Yeah, they do, but not snapping your hand off force. What the heck even happens in this chapter? I read this chapter.
Marcel like starts theorizing why Chilchuk's wife like left him and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
And then he's like, "Wait, how'd you know?"
Oh yeah, she was like scary accurate. It was so funny.
Yeah, she was like, "Based on all my romance novels, this is probably what happened."
Yeah, and he's
She
like,
probably
oh,
felt like that she wasn't good enough for you, so she left. And then there was all a test, and you didn't pass the test, so she like left, and you never went after her. She wanted you to go after her.
oh, yeah, that is it.
Yeah. And then he eats a sandwich. He's like, "Oh, it had syrup in it, and it's kind of sweet, but that's pretty good.
It's
Actually,
pretty
maybe sweet
good."
things are nice sometimes." And they come up with a plan to like after we get out of this dungeon, Chilchuk can like make up with his wife
Yeah.
and his 3 kids.
Yeah, 'cause
We
he was
find out
3
that he has
kids.
3 kids, and his daughter is like old enough to have her own place.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, I mean, he
Definitely
is a
aged.
middle-aged guy.
Yeah, exactly. He looks like a little kid, but he's middle aged.
Yeah.
And they don't play it off for like any sort of like gross like sexual stuff like some
No,
other
it's
shows
just,
would.
he's just
It's
divorced dad.
literally like, yeah, he's divorced dad.
Oh. It's good time. Hold on. Okay, chapter 57.
I think this is the one with the headless horseman, right?
Yeah, the Headless Horseman.
Because it steals the rest of their bicorn.
Yeah, and there's like there's the backstory of like Laios meeting Marcial for the first time.
Oh yeah.
They go down into the dungeon and everything.
Mhm.
And they're Laios and Falin are trying to look normal the whole time. Like, it's not a weird thing, it's not a weird thing, but turns out Marcial's a weirdo too.
Yeah.
So it's alright. Everything works
Well,
out.
We see Marcial
Ma-
die.
Yeah.
You missed the most important thing when Marcio's like, "So you're the reason you stole my," and then he's like, "Wait."
Yeah, you
Yep.
stole my girlfriend! Yeah, it's good. I think it's almost tough talking about these things because, like, if I knew how it ended, I feel like I would have more to say. But, like, at this time, just like, it's cool! Wow!
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think it's really nice that we get more like character focused
Yeah,
chapters here and there. While everything else is still going on.
yeah, it's cool. Like, wow, yeah. And we get this whole backstory because, like, I really like the segue where it's like, oh shit, my life is flashing through my eyes. I'm dying.
Yeah, and they give the Dullahan the headless bicorn body to ride.
Yeah.
And then he bonks his head on his
Yeah.
way out.
He bunks his head on his way out, so he's, like, actually kind of dying.
Mhm.
But now
They
they
still have
don't...
the bicorn's head, so they cook its brains.
Yeah, that's kind of
Oh,
creepy
yeah.
to me. But, yeah, they do it.
Yeah, it's a thing that people eat in parts of the world.
No, you're right. I think just the visuals was creepier. More
Yeah,
than
I don't
anything.
know if I would try that one. I don't know about that one.
Yeah. Yeah, Marcel crying is kind of how I would feel watching that be cooked.
Mhm.
And yeah, now we have the succubus chapters.
Yeah, so this is where we see like everyone's type.
Oh my gosh, I love that the succubi are just freaking mosquitoes. It's so smart.
Yeah, and that's why they were by the pool.
That's why they're by the pool, and they
Because they have a
breed in the
larva.
pool,
Yeah.
just like mosquitoes
Hmm.
in still water.
I love how everyone's like sucked away face. Really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone gets their soul sucked out of them.
I love Chilchuk's face when he sees like Marcial's taste in like elf prints.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. So generic. What
it is very generic.
I love Marcel's face. She's like, whoa.
Whoa. Yeah. Oh gosh, I'm just scrolling through it now. Yeah, yeah, I do like. It's just like Utena-esque.
Yeah.
Super strong elf person
Mhm.
on a horse with roses.
Yeah. It's an Izitsumi episode though. Like
It is.
kind of fucked up that like instead of a lover, she sees her mom.
Yeah.
Oh
Or what
yeah.
her mom should have looked like, and she kind of had to kill it.
Yeah, because the whole chapter starts out with her being like, I don't need you. I don't need to help you with anything. I'm not going to help you at all. nobody ever helped me. And then
Yeah.
we're shown that that's kind of the truth, which is sad. That she had to survive on her own and was like caged when she was younger. But ultimately, everyone gets struck by the succubi, and Izutsumi's like, "I'll help you." Now that everyone is dead.
And she saves them by throwing the larva out of the water.
Yeah, she just chucks
and
the
then the
larva.
succubi like go after the larva.
Yeah.
Try and save them.
Yeah. And she sees like there's like the weird cat panther thing, but also her mom. She has like two skulls. Yeah.
The monster inside her wants a panther.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's a furry. Yeah.
It is sad though that she just sees her mom. Wah. But ultimately, I don't know. They're like creepy, and they have like wings, and they're actually. I kind of feel bad for these mosquitoes because they're just trying to like save their babies or whatever. But fuck them, they're mosquitoes. So
yeah,
Yeah, really.
And Izutsumi cooks and feeds them.
Yeah, she cooks their milk, right?
Yeah,
and feeds them. And then, oh my god! And when the freaking the fat horse succubi comes back because it's 8. It's like, oh no.
Yeah, it reminded me of like a rich noble.
Yeah.
Busting at the seams.
Yeah, and Izumi also thinks Marcel has terrible taste.
yeah.
I like that I don't know, her eye patch says death. Like, why?
Because it's edgy. It's cool.
It's edgy.
Okay.
Okay, it's cool and edgy. But yeah, she heals them up.
Yeah.
And has like I like the action sequence of like drink all this milk.
Oh god. Yeah, the next chapters.
Yeah. But yeah, I do, and then they don't like it because ultimately you can't like the pleasure of the succubi because you get a giant like rash on your face. Or it gets super swollen wherever they've bitten. And Laios says, "Oh wow, I think I was talking to the winged lion." At the end of the chapter.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Laios gets turned on by like Monster Girl Marcial.
Yeah.
I told you he wouldn't like Marcial unless she's a monster.
Yeah, he's like, wait, who the fuck? It's Marcial? No, that can't be Marcial. He like, tries to kill her.
I like how he immediately chokes.
Yeah. But then when she's like crazy chimera monster thing.
And he's like, oh man, I'd hit that.
He's like, ooh, look at you can double head flame ice senshi.
Yeah, the best way he can explain his own words. Yeah, I'd do that.
Honestly, the best part of that gag is Izutsume is still just Izutsume.
Yeah. But then the winged lion shows up and starts talking to him, and he's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, he's like, what are you doing? You idiot.
Yeah.
You were bitten by a succubus and you passed out, bro. And yeah, he's the winged lion. And he's been watching Laios the whole time. And
you show him what it was like if he was...
Yeah, if you were king, if you were Lord of the Dungeon, you could make a world where monsters and humans live in harmony.
Yeah. And everything would be nice. What?
As nice as that scene was, as soon as he said that, and then they had that whole descriptor with like what demons do or what demons show, I was like, I'm fucking suspicious.
Yeah. But it's also not a perfect world. It's like there's still issues, but it's better.
That's how they get you.
That's how they get you.
Yeah.
I know Laos wouldn't believe it if it was perfect, so they have to make it plausible.
Lion was
That's what they say in the Matrix too.
Yeah, that's what they say in the Matrix. But yeah, Laios likes this potential future. I mean, why wouldn't he? It's kind of basically perfect for him.
But what if monsters?
He's sucked out of the dream by being fed the succubus milk.
Yeah.
Choo choo.
Yeah,
Yep.
you like you like him just
Lips.
getting his lips
Choo
pulled.
choo. Yeah.
I feel bad that they cook and eat the succubus babies, though.
Kind of,
I
but
guess
they
it was kind of like shrimp, but
yeah.
Yeah, I
feel
didn't
bad.
really want to look at it too much, but as soon as I said it tasted like a seafood, I was like, you know what? I'm glad they like it.
I think this is the one dish that they cook that I would not eat because they also use bicorn brain in it. Like, I don't know about that.
Yeah. It's going a bit far.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Babies
I
and
wasn't the biggest fan of the.
brains?
Yeah, you're.
Yeah.
When I said they really want to stretch, like they really tried.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, he like kind of he doesn't really remember anything that happened, but he said the dream was fun, and that he said like beware of the canaries. The winged lion said that at the end of the dream. So dun dun dun.
I hate to. Fortunately, I might have early.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
But yeah. I don't even know if I have to do a rating or anything, but
No,
it's good.
no.
I like it a
If
lot.
you have any, like, what was your favorite moment? If you have time for that. If you don't, it's fine.
I was just gonna say, I think all the stuff. Whenever the wing lion shows up, I actually really like it because it's really like a lot of the world building stuff is like the most interesting stuff to me. So
For sure.
I feel like he helps. I don't know. The best moments have yet to come. ...
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay. All right.
But okay, thanks guys. I will see you.
Thanks for
all.
joining.
Yeah,
Thank
no,
you.
I'm sorry I have to cut out.
No, it's okay.
See you later, Dawn.
Okay,
See y'all later.
See ya. Bye. That's good. I'll just move everyone around. Someone talk about chapter 61.
When we meet Kabru's like very emo mom, like adoptive mother. And kind of get more about Kabru and Mithrin, kind of buddy cop comedying around. And we find out they actually reached these areas earlier than Laios and his party did.
Yeah.
And that's why like they were like the ones who caused like the hippogriff to turn into a griffin, and they were the ones who set up camp by the door.
Right.
And they also ran into the kitsune, but they didn't kill it. And then like we see that like Kabru has a really good like immediate sense of what Mithrin is like, so Mithrin's clone is like perfect. And then
Yeah.
Mithrin has like no clue what Kabru
He has no
is.
idea.
He's like, oh damn, I made like it made an identical counterfeit of you, and it's just like a terrible drawing.
Right.
Kabru.
Right. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I think it's interesting. It was at least interesting to me that Kabru's actually quite good at taking care of Mithrin. Like, he actually does pay attention to people, and understands, like, when something is wrong or something is not what, like, an average person would do. I don't know. Like, even though I don't think Kabru's that great, at least it was like, okay, I can understand why people like this guy now. Even though I might not agree 100%.
Yes, take care of his gay meth head roommate.
Right? His gay meth head roommate all
Literally
throughout the
after a night out,
dungeon.
he's like, "Oh, I don't feel good. Like, dude, how many drinks you had? I didn't count.
I didn't
You don't
count.
know, huh?"
When's the last time you went to the bathroom? Whoa.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
learned that like Mithrin is this way because he was a lord of a dungeon, and he now has no desire. It like started eating his desires.
Yeah, he
and
ate
he's
his
left with,
desires.
Like,
Oh, it's
no
creepy. The
desire
goats are
left,
so creepy,
yeah.
the visuals in it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he like looks in a mirror and it like shows him his desires, and he becomes the lord of the dungeon. Spooky.
Yeah, and now he like still needs to eat. He just doesn't feel the need to eat. And he
Yeah.
needs to use the bathroom, but he doesn't feel the need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
He doesn't desire anything anymore except revenge.
Yeah. He needs to sleep, but he doesn't want to sleep. He doesn't have the need to feel it like it's necessary. Oh my god, the goat's so scary. It just starts like eating him.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. It's like invading him.
Yeah. Yeah, it's terrifying. But yeah, I like that we see like very quickly everything, all the places that Laios' crew went through, and those two are going through it as well, going through the same area. Yeah, and then we find out about demons. Uh-oh.
And that the winged line is probably one of these demons.
Probably a demon. And it's the Stranger Things thing, basically, where they created a gate to a different dimension where infinity existed, but then like the creatures on the other side were like, "Oh, what's that?" And so now they're invading the world that they're in. It's the upside down kind of. Which is it's a common thing, but it's just still neat. Also the fact that like they build these dungeons to attract people to eat their desires is very different. Very cool way to I don't know, play on the desire to be a hero and make money among other things. Yeah. I thought it was cool. And the art is crazy.
It is.
Sounds like the demon coming
good.
out.
Yeah, it's really good. The canaries finally meet up, sort of, with like the walkie-talkie
Teleportation
thing.
scroll.
Yeah, it comes with the teleportation scroll. Yeah. So they can talk, and it's like, oh, just comes right here. You can leave now, but they both decide. Kabru and Mithrin decide to stay.
Yeah,
stop
they have
Laios.
to go after Laios. Yep.
Because they're like, oh no, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do the thing. He's gonna become the Lord of the Dungeon.
Yeah.
Oh no. And yeah. Oh wait, what? Oh weird. What is that? Oh, it's official. Okay, sorry. I like kept switching back on what I was reading. Oh my gosh. So then we have the Monty Python reference episode. Kind of.
Wait, what?
We have like a series of episodes, or not episodes, chapters. First this one isn't Monty Python, but they get to the house that's like Thistle's house, and there's a phoenix, and the phoenix keeps coming back to life. And they use the logic of the dungeon to protect themselves by like throwing Yad's body on top of the phoenix.
Right.
Just
you have to. I think wait. Was it the? Did they eat first or did they hunt first?
They're not even.
They were
hunting.
exploring the house.
They're just exploring the house.
And they saw a phoenix guarding it.
Yeah.
So they killed it, but then it came back to life and came after them.
Yeah.
They killed it again, and then they threw Yad's body over it because
the dungeon can't harm the people
the
of
residents of the Golden Country.
Yeah.
So then they start chopping it up and eating it while tying like all of the other people's like bodies to themselves to keep the phoenix from reviving.
Yeah.
Since the phoenix will create problems when it revives, they can't harm anyone.
And so they cook the phoenix and they eat it, but they're like, it's creepy.
Yeah.
They're like surrounded by the people's bodies.
It's so funny though, like, because the phoenix, since it like lights on fire when it tries to revive, they use that heat to cook itself.
Yeah.
So
oil? it becomes confit, like they confit it, which is probably the only way I guess you could cook it.
Yeah, they successfully cook and eat a phoenix.
Yeah, they do it. Very good job.
all sitting on the laps of all the other people.
Yeah, and Marcial finds the book that's like the same book that like Thistle has. While they're eating, she like brings it out. It's like, oh cool, and then its eyes open. Yeah. Spooky. And now we have rabbits 1 and 2.
Yes, then we have the hunting for rabbits. Oh, this is such a good chapter.
The wabbits.
Did you notice the hunting rabbits chapters? Like, did you feel like it had the JoJo Part 5 reference?
JoJo Part 5 reference?
When Marcel was essentially like moving and dancing with the rabbits.
Oh yes.
Oh, that thing.
That part, yeah.
Yeah, I won't explain too much. I'll leave it to the experts here. But I was hilarious. I know it was
so
deeply emotional for Marcel, but I was just like, That's
Yeah,
funny as
because it's
shit.
like her greatest fear come to life where everyone died before her.
Right, yeah.
But it was also played really funny. And it's also, yeah, you're right. That's the Monty Python, the killer rabbits.
Right.
They do successfully get
Yeah, Marcio successfully
the
opens the book.
yeah, and the lion's head like pops out.
Pops out. He's like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
It's only his head is out, and he, like, is going... Like, he can't really do anything, but, like, Thistle has obviously noticed that the seal is, like, broken, kinda, so they are heading straight back with Falin. So they have to plan. They have to, like, decide how they're going to, like, deal with that, basically. And Laios points out...
Plan, yeah, they come up with a plan that, like, we need to feed Fallen a ton because she's definitely very hungry.
Yeah, she's definitely hungry. Her body is huge. But her mouth is tiny, so she can't eat, like, monsters whole or anything.
Yeah.
So there's bunnies outside, so we should go get the bunnies. Yeah. Sadly.
And we learned that why, like, Laios has that weird, like, neck brace on his armor this whole time was because it's to protect against these killer bunnies.
Yes.
This whole time.
Yes.
It gives it to Marcial because Marcial's the only one who knows revival magic.
Yeah. It's like, it's
fine.
Like,
if we all die, you better revive us.
Yeah, you can revive us, so it's totally fine. So rude. Yeah. But yeah, there's like this very long and mostly comical scene of everyone just dying one by one to these killer bunnies.
Yeah. And then Marcial, like, needs to get them to the safety. So she uses necromancy to, like, make their dead bodies move.
Yeah, I was
well, also, like, the rabbits that they hunted, she needs to collect them too. So she also necromancies those too. So it's like an army of people all synchronized out.
Yeah, they're all, like, synchronized. And then it turns, like, Izutsume doesn't die. She's, like, actually hunted them, but is terrified seeing all the zombies move.
Yeah.
And she has to deal, like, I think Izutsume dies too.
Yeah.
At whatever point. But yeah, you're right. They do, like, the circle dance thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she has to have like the weird like a puzzle game trying to get everyone into the house at the same time.
Yeah.
Poor Marcial. She really had
choreography for the fighting was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was good. There hadn't been, like, a ton of action like that in several chapters, so it was neat. Yeah, she gets everyone in and she revives everyone, but she's, like, crying because, like, it really is, like, or before she does that, she starts crying because it really is, like, her worst nightmare come true. Like, everyone is dead and she's alone. And she reveals her true dream. Her true desire is to have everyone live the same length of time. All of the lifespans to be equal. Yeah. Because, the differences are too big. It breeds, like, racism and gulfs between the other races. And she just wants everyone to live together and everyone be normal.
Right, and she says this to the lion head, and his eyes change for just a moment. And he's like, "Oh, I can definitely help your dreams come true."
Smirky as, like,
I was like, "You bitch!"
Right.
Evil Aslan.
Yeah, it's definitely like, oh, if you weren't sure if the lion was evil or not, you definitely know now. Or at least has something up his sleeve. And yeah, she then revives everyone and is, like, very mad. Very mad. Like, why would you do that? Tell me you learn. She doesn't want to be all alone. And it's understandable, I think. Being lonely is a common fear too, just in general. So
right, it's a cool mix with their picks here of about, like, death and mortality.
Right.
Especially because they're fighting morals, they're fighting the properties of the dungeon itself, they're fighting ideals that they had to know, but then discovered more about themselves during this whole dungeon splunking adventure.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's cool. Then we have the last 2 chapters we have are called Curry 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
They make curry! Yay!
Yay!
For Falin! It's not that happy,
A
but
lot of
yay, they
curry.
make curry.
Also, we meet Flamella, who's really pretty too.
Oh, yes.
She's like a very dark elf.
The dark elf,
Yeah,
yeah.
the dark skin
Yeah, I
tone.
think the shading is really cool
Mhm.
for her. Yeah, I like it a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of fighting, like, should we go into the dungeon? And, like, they're trying to prevent... Are they the canaries, or are they just actual elves?
She's a canary.
She's
yeah,
a
they're
canary,
no, the
okay.
canaries. She's with a bunch of like canaries in training, I think.
Oh, I see. They're trying to all get
Yeah.
down there.
Mm-hmm.
But then some people just fall down into the hole anyway. Like Shuro and Girl, that I don't know her name. Girl.
Oh gosh, I forget her name too.
Yeah, I knew what it was at the beginning of the
Yeah.
stream.
But she's also not that important, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's like got a crush on Kabru, but Kabru's like really gay. So
He's
it's
really
like...
gay, so it's like it's not gonna
Obviously,
work.
like the other elves, like the other canaries, start using some powers that like Flecky summons familiars.
Yeah, they summon the familiars
And the other one like earthbends, basically.
yeah. And Mithrin is still like kind of creepy. The demon is near.
Yeah.
Yeah, the earthbending is cool. That you can just like open up the walls. Very useful for being a canary if like you're in a dungeon that changes all the time. Yeah. And then it cuts to the crew making the biggest plate of curry ever.
Yeah.
Looks great.
It's just the hate on
The teamwork was immaculate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
teamwork is great. And they use spices from all the different people that they met.
Mhm.
And Thistle's house.
Definitely made it like the very final battle-esque.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, they even use the changelings to turn like the barley into rice.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just like this comically big plate, this big mound of rice, and a tiny little spoon.
Tiny little spoon. We see that Falin is still nice because she's like, "Hey, Thistle, don't you want to eat these little nuts? I would like some nuts too." Or they're berries. They're not nuts. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then she just... Sorry, they just eat them all.
Yeah. Fallen's still so cute.
Falin's like,
Nice
no!
but like I wanted some.
But I'm
Yeah.
hungry.
You ate the ball.
Yeah, she is really cute. But yeah, they're like stuck in like a spider web, but Thistle just gets rid of it and they fall.
Yeah, I think it's because the winged lion just like produced stuff to try and slow them down.
Right. Yeah.
And we also see Thistle's like sort of backstory and how he became super Delgal sexual.
Yeah.
He was like super obsessed with protecting Delgal.
They're obsessed with it, and like because of that like obsessive desire, like they presumably made a deal with this lion.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't know yet, but but yeah, Thistle goes into the house and Falin waits outside because she's too big. She's too big anyway. She can't go in. I do like all the backstories with Falin and Laios as kids because they're just very cute kids. Being dumb kids. Talking about wanting to become monsters. But it doesn't last. I think she does go and eat the curry.
Yeah, and it's delicious, and there's rabbits dancing in her mouth.
Yeah.
And one's doing a hamikameha.
Yeah. They're all dancing. Yeah, one is doing a kamehameha.
Yeah.
One's like headbanging. Yeah, she's very happy. And she drinks like beer or whatever.
Yeah.
And
she-
she's
Yeah,
small.
it was so cute.
Yeah, it's very cute.
Yeah. And then she like falls asleep, food coma.
Yeah, me, honk shoe.
And Laios kind of like steps up and he's like, I have to be the one to do this.
Yeah, it's spooky.
Yeah, he has to like kill her.
Yeah, so they ultimately decide that she needs to be killed, and like he tries to suffocate her, basically.
Yeah, he
He
succeeds
does.
too.
Yeah, he succeeds in
Yeah.
suffocating her. He gets kind of fucked up in the process because she's like fights back, but it works. And it's like, whoa. And Marcel is like, I do not hear it. I do not see it. But yeah, he's
But
like,
yeah, they have to like basically revive her after they've eaten all the dragon parts. But to do that, they need to take out the magician.
yeah. So first they have to take out the lunatic magician after they took her out. But it's like, no.
Yep.
Isn't
And
that
the chapter
fucked up,
ends
Laios?
on, it's time for our final showdown with the Mad
Yes!
Sorcerer, and that's where we leave off.
Isn't that fucked up, Laios? But yeah, it's intense. I know, I was like, why did we stop here? No! But it's okay. That means I have motivation to continue reading soon. And yeah, that's where we are. It was a lot. It got darker than I thought it would get, even, but also it's still very lighthearted at times.
It held your hand as it took you deeper
Yeah.
into its plot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really liked sort of more character development for each of the characters. We got to see more backstory for everyone.
Right.
And I also like how like one floor of the dungeon was pretty much like all about like psychological stuff. Like we had like forest level, water level,
Right.
like that kind of stuff, ice level, but then it was like psychological horror level. And after that was like things are not what they appear level.
Yeah, things are not what they appear level. Yeah, it's all yeah, I mean, Laios even says that at one point. He's like, I hate this level because it's all just like psychological horrors.
Yeah.
All psychological monsters. Yeah. Yeah, to a certain extent, it kind of felt like we were discussing, like the third book in the second book in a trilogy where like everything is just leading, like momentum building. Yeah, but there's still some very fun moments and a few moments where I genuinely laughed out loud while reading it. So I'm still having a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, and I think that I don't know. The story is it's wonderful to read like a pure fantasy that like really takes a lot of inspiration from like beloved like fantasy stories, but it's definitely telling their own story in their own way.
Right. It
It's
has
great.
its like own spin on things and its own twist.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's too lifted from anything. It's like very pure, great fantasy. I like it a lot. Yeah. So, how do you feel, Realm? Are you enjoying it?
It took me a bit to get back into it. I'd say like once it gets going, you do think about all the nuances that it presents to you. But when I had to pick it back up, I'd say the first 15 to 17 chapters, so pretty much half of this read, I was just like, I had to like get up, move around, because it just like it didn't want to stick. And perhaps that's one of my own like spiels about like pacing and such. Not that I had an issue with the pacing itself. It's just more like it gets you to want to know more about certain characters, but then it takes a detour, and they think a detour is what gets you hooked because you're waiting for what's next. But no, I skip because I want to know what happens to those actual characters. It's not going to make me inherently want to do more world building because I have questions that I want answered, and I'm not going to wait and listen to some dude bros I'm the MC protagonist story when I'm just like I'd rather listen to the little shit talk about how he wants to eat bicorn brain than listen to your sobby ass story. You know what I'm saying? It's just like
you're
there was
into
a time and
Laios
place.
I'm
Yeah,
joking.
you've turned on Kabru. Kabru is annoying.
Better than the side quests.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say. And it's like If that's
Yeah.
how they want to write the story, then awesome. Because like you said, they wrapped it up in 90 something chapters, so there had to be a point where they accessed side views and then they all conjoined together in this one whole big dungeon. So I get it. It's just it took a while to get
No,
back
you're
into
right.
it.
I think it didn't really blend like the overworld story very well with
Yeah.
the like what was going on. Like there weren't a lot of connecting themes other than like the canaries being mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
It did feel like she just wanted like a chapter to talk about that stuff and address it because she needed it, but it didn't blend very well. It kind of just jumped between them.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree. There is a point where it kind of felt like, oh, I am really, it is dragging on a little bit.
Mhm.
Not that what was happening wasn't interesting, but it was also like, okay, but what does this have to do with the overall plot? Because before the whole reviving Falling and then Falling attacking the party and everything, it was like, I was fine, like, with it just being like a slice of life. We just,
Mhm.
what is it, meal of the week type of manga, not slice
Yeah.
of life, that's what I meant, meal of the week, monster of the week. But then it's like, oh no, there's a real story happening here. I want to know what's happening. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's like
Right.
if there was mentions of the canaries and things like that, like even just like hints, foreshadowing from the beginning, and there might be, but it's a little more subtle than like to get me excited about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think like the anime does a better job of like blending them, I feel like.
Yeah.
But also, it takes a little bit for them to kind of get back on track with what they're trying to do because like their goal isn't really clear. Like,
Right.
they just like, want to find Falin, but up until like they get onto the trolley and actually stop to think about it, they don't really know what is the plan other than go after Falin.
Yeah, there isn't a plan until then,
Mm-hmm.
which is interesting. But yeah, I still am overall really liking it. The art got like it's like the art was good, but now the art is like great, I think.
Yeah, yeah, it's getting better and better. Like we're just like picking out like we're like nitpicking like the few problems we have. Obviously, like the series is very good. The monsters are so creative. The art is great. The characters are so fun, and their character relationships and development are really good too.
Yeah.
So like, it's really hard to find things that I have a problem with in this.
Mhm.
Yeah, we just all have
Yeah,
personal preferences, and it's just like we can notice these things because it's just like what we're accustomed to tuning into when we read a story.
Right.
But
hmm
literally nothing about the story is like bad or inconsequential. It's just like it just works really well.
Mhm.
yeah, it's
And it's
planned out
like you
very
just
well.
the passion you can feel.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
there's not any like filler like
No, there's not. Everything actually holds
matters. Yeah.
importance. Yeah, to the
Even in the
story.
like more fillery feeling ones, you still have like character development during that time,
Yeah.
which I think is really good.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like kind of laughing to myself. I was like, the key to a good story, a tragic backstory. As I was reading all the sad tragic backstories
I
of all the
think
characters.
actually what makes this like a more mature series though is that like everything has consequences for what
Yeah, yeah,
happens.
totally. Yeah.
Even just like killing the monsters, they have the consequence of like, hey, we have these extra ingredients and they carry over. Like the world feels very, what's the word? Not permanent, but like consistent. It like
Mhm.
has that carryover.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know. Ryoko Kui just has really fun ideas about how a fantasy world should look like, and it's different and fun.
Mhm.
So, while still feeling familiar, so it's something that I kind of hope that to like hand over to my friends that don't ever like touch anime or manga. Be like, hey, you probably would like this, um, even if you don't like other stuff, because it is so D&D like, I guess, for a better lack of a better word.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's very obvious that
Yeah.
she played Neverwinter Nights and Baldur's Gate and those games. Yeah, but in a good way. Yeah, so I like it. It's a good time. So I guess Sorry, were you gonna say something wrong? I apologize.
No, I was just I was half putting a thought together, but I was gonna say like with their experience with tabletops and like top down scrollers and like fantasy stuff,
Mm-hmm.
there is only maybe even one point where I thought the entire time I was like, oh, that's creative, that's creative, that's creative, that's really cool. There's only one time, and I think that's a really good ratio. It's like, out of the what is it now, 20 dishes or 20
Mm-hmm.
some odd scenarios that they had that one time that I was just like, wow, that's kind of, I feel like you're kind of pulling it out your ass. But creative still in its own way. Like the the meat using the mushroom to turn the meat into bicorn just so happens they can turn it into bicorn meat. I mean, what's it called?
Or
Hippogriff
yeah,
meat.
hippogriff meat. Yeah.
That was the
Mhm.
one time I was just like, that's kind of
Well, I think it turned it back to hippogriff meat. It returned
Yeah,
it
yeah.
back to its normal form.
Yeah, because you see when Kabru and Mithran go through, they run into the hippogriff
Yeah.
and it turns into a griffin.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
that actually
So
happened before Laios's party got there.
I don't think it's a matter of it happening because you could see like if it can turn you back into the normal
Yeah.
your normal form.
Yeah, no, like I do think the changelings are kind of a stretch.
Yeah, it was a
Like,
stretch, but
it's kind of like magic spores just turn you into something else.
yeah.
Right, and it just happened to turn into like the one particular thing. I was just like, that's kind of a little bit, but considering the fact that there are now, like I said, at least 20 different scenarios, and every one of them has been creative throughout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'd say it's pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Plus, I think I don't know. I guess in my head I was like, well, if it didn't work the first time, they just take a different part of the meat and keep
Yeah.
changing it. But then you get something bad that you don't want to eat.
Yeah. It was pretty lucky that it turned back into.
Yeah. Yeah. Mostly to keep the
Hippogriff.
story moving.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is fine. It's okay.
Mhm.
Sometimes things happen conveniently. But yeah, no, I'm having.
What if it wasn't hippogriff meat? What if it turned into dwarf meat?
That's so real. What if we don't know? They
How
don't
would
know.
we
They actually
know?
don't
They
know.
do not know.
It could have been dwarf meat. They could have been eating
Oh
dwarf.
my god.
That's horrifying.
Right? Like I would say this is extremely nitpicking, but like if they had a scenario where they tried it with a couple different meats and they did trial and error, and then they found out that like you could turn it back into specifically what they needed, and then later on they say, oh, we ran out of that meat.
Oh wait, no, it couldn't have turned into dwarf meat though, because it only turns you into something similar, not something else entirely. Right? Like the tall men can't like turn into like monsters. They just turn into a different race.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, also we forgot to mention, but like Laios was like super interested in like trolls and like what if I could get turned into a troll? I've never seen a troll before.
Oh, yeah,
And
you're right.
then,
He did want to see trolls.
Yeah, was it in this or was it in a bonus chapter that like Shulchik explains to him like, you see, troll is just what halflings, like half-foot people call you guys, the tall men.
No,
Oh.
I think that was an extra chapter
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
that's funny.
So you're already a troll.
You're already a troll. Honestly,
Yeah.
though,
You're a troll at
Laios,
heart.
you don't want to meet a troll. I fought too many trolls in Dungeons and Dragons. They suck because they regenerate if you don't fight them with fire.
Oh yeah.
So they just live forever, and you're like, fuck.
I think I've only fought a troll in a coliseum.
Oh,
Did like a tournament style thing.
neat.
But I was playing a Sherlock Holmes-esque character, so I could not do much.
Oh, well.
I was sleuthing around.
That's neat anyway. Cool. Okay. I don't know. Any more wisdom to share?
I don't know. What do you guys think will happen next?
Ooh,
Any predictions and
real
any like
question.
meals or dishes or monsters you want to
what
see
other
in the
meals would
coming
I wanna
chapters?
see?
Yeah, because we've got curry, we
Yeah.
got fish and chips,
They ate
we
dumplings.
got even brains already.
Hmm.
I forgot about a lot of the dishes they made already.
That's okay. You can just throw out
It's
your.
either I remember the plot or I remember the food.
It's fine.
So I had to choose. Let's see. Well, they already made like a ramen, and I always love soup, so
Yeah.
that's an obvi.
Yeah. They've eaten a lot of soups. I like soup too.
Oh yeah, we haven't seen actual ramen though. We haven't seen them make like pasta. And, like,
Yeah, they haven't made pasta. That's
No,
true.
they made udon
Yeah.
early on.
Oh, they made like the agar noodles out of the slime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of ramen.
Yeah.
I would love to see a dish from a different country. They just pop it out of there like very random, like moqueca, which is like Brazilian fish stew. I would just love to see like a stew that isn't curry.
Yeah.
They
Using something.
They made curry or stew that was out of like bullshit when
Mhm.
Marcia was dying.
Bullshit.
Yeah, it was just like
Yeah,
whatever they
right.
had on them.
Right. So I would like to see a different country's food. Like I want to see like spaghetti and meatballs. You know, I want to see something like
Okay.
I don't know how they're gonna. I would happily just forego them pulling things out of their ass if they just make
Yeah. They
like
made pizza.
more cultural dishes.
Yeah.
Cultural dishes. I actually wonder if like because like we're heading into a more like action-y sequence, it seems like, how many meals we're gonna get going forward. Because I do think they're gonna eat again, but how many times?
Mhm. That is true. So because they're at the bottom or they're perceived to bottom.
Yeah.
And they're about to encounter somebody who knows when they're gonna be able to like. I feel like there's only gonna be like a conflict in which like they split up or something, and then they're gonna make a food of some sort.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Perhaps a secret seventh floor, or
Oh.
I don't know, a different
Seventh
world,
floor.
perhaps.
Or
Do you think Laios will become the new lord of the dungeon?
I think he'll be one in a dream. They'll come back to that dream, and he'll do it, and then he'll be like, "No, I can't do this because I gotta live with my family," and he'll break it. So I'm gonna say no, because it requires some. I'm assuming some part of his goal will require some sacrifice. So
right.
he may mature in that way. That's my guess.
What do you think will happen to the dungeon then? If there's no lord of the dungeon will like slowly die, right?
What did they say happened to them?
It collapses, right?
Yeah, because like that's what happened to Mithrin's dungeon after he got taken out, and he wasn't the lord anymore. The dungeon collapsed, and that's why like the Canaries want to take out Thistle, because that'll make the dungeon collapse.
I'm going to say that there will be somebody coming in who has enough desire to make it manifest, and then they're going to use some sort of power to kill that host instead.
Oh.
So I don't think the end all be all host will be Thistle. I think it'll be somebody, and then they're gonna kill that other person.
Oh, I see.
And then
like
it'll
a character we haven't met yet, or a character that we have already seen.
I'm gonna say it would be really a stretch if they brought in somebody like absolutely new. I feel like they brought in all the players.
Yeah.
Originally I wanted the Canaries to get like their just desserts and get their shit pushed in. But I don't think they're going to play as big of a role in the actual like connection to the end of the dungeon. More so they're gonna like antagonize the catalyst to that our group has to fight to finish up the dungeon.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say
Because, like, we are told to beware the canaries, but we were told that by the winged lion,
Mm-hmm.
who we also do not trust. So, what's the deal? Who do we
Yeah,
trust
what's the
then?
deal? I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like because it's kind of like the way that we're leading up, it's like it could be like the end soon, but I know that it's not because there's like 30 more chapters left. So I'm kind of like, I do think like something more complicated that I'm not able to think of right now is going to happen. Something that gets all hex all the plans up.
I'm gonna say that the lion will betray. He'll
Well,
betray the party.
well, I think he's a
But
demon, but yeah.
yes, I think the reason that he's
Yeah, hex
split
all
up
the
into
plans.
two, the reason he's split up into two is because like by himself he'll be able to take over somebody, not in the way that the demons coax somebody to reveal their desires and do such a thing. I feel like he's powerful enough to just grab somebody
Right.
and take their manifestations and use it as like an immediate power up.
Or would Marcille become the lord of the dungeon lord instead because she has like all the magical abilities?
Yeah, and she also does want to make all the lifespans equal, right?
Yeah, she also has a strong desire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's already like talked to the winged lion, and the lion has been like, I could do that for you.
Yeah. I don't know. Or everyone becomes the lord. I don't know. It would be interesting if like Kavri like takes it out of him or something, or just like kills Laios and Laios isn't in the rest of the series. I don't think that'll happen, but maybe. We'll see. Yeah, I feel like because Marcille directly talked to the winged lion, I think Marcille will have a bigger part to do with what goes down. And she's like, even though Laios is the main character, like Marcille gets a lot of screen time and like talks about herself a lot. So I just feel like she's more important. But yeah, I don't know.
She has just as much of an emotional connection, just in a different way to Falin.
Yeah, instead of brother, it's lover.
Wait, what?
Instead of her.
And then they smooch.
Marcille is not Falin's brother. She is her lover.
Oh, I thought you were saying Laios and Falin.
No!
No, I was saying that Marcille has as much of a connection to Falin as Leos does.
Laios, yeah.
And then Chips went to the moon with it. It was great. It's exactly what we want. It's the crowd that we're trying to please here. It's just they're making moves. Only had 30 chapters to do it. They got to do something.
I think it's fun.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's fun and I get it. But okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm very excited to read more of it. I assume that the next chunk is just read the rest of the series. It's like 30 chapters to the end.
Yeah.
Which is pretty normal for us to read.
Yeah. I think these chapters are like, they're just nonstop.
It's just nonstop, yeah.
Yeah, like back to back to back to back.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to just keep going when I was done at 67.
I mean, that's what I did because I've already read the series before. I just read the rest of it.
Yeah, just read it all.
Yeah.
But if you are here and enjoyed our discussion, you can join us on the 25th as we will be reading the graphic novel The Princess and the Grilled Cheese Sandwich by Dea Mutas. It is a sapphic graphic novel that's a sort of a retelling of Pride and Prejudice, sort of. But everybody is cheese-related things.
It's a good idea if you read it.
A sapphic graphic.
You'll be caught up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a very long graphic novel either. I think it's like 250 pages. It's less than that, actually. So, I think it's a good to read. It came recommended by Leah, the Discord librarian that we have. even though she's super busy, so can never make the streams. But yeah, it's gonna make the cheddar. If you'd like to join us for that, with all of us here plus Faye, and then next month we'll discuss the ending of Dunmeshi.